right. What up, everybody? Let me say what's up to all my folks already out there. Look at this. This is beautiful. All y'all just chilling, waiting. Man against the masses. Sport brand. What's up, brother? Sport brand. Thank you for the intro, setting this up. Luminous. What's up, brother? Matt Schoen. Who? Matt Schoen. Joe Morris. Joe Morris. What's up? Barnaby Sanchez. Good evening. Robert Ribbit Harrison. I want to ride. X14, what up? Jeff Crone, Flying Rich, what up? JC9, Duck Duck Glowy, Fire Rider. All right, y'all, we're about to get started. So today we have a very exciting guest. Sport Brand was the one that kind of made the intro, and we've been emailing for a couple months, and we finally reconnected, and we were like, let's do that shit today. So let me get my lights right. Bam, bam, bam. And here we are with Mr. Gunnar Lindblom. What's up, brother?
Man?
How's it going?
Yeah. I'm like right now, I'm like either the Dr. Evil. I got my cat sitting on my lap, so if you're wondering what I'm doing down there, it's not anything nefarious or weird. I'm just
not like what's his name? Jeffrey Toobin or whatever his name is.
I don't know if you remember that Dr. Evil. What was the movie? Was it Michael Myers?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, but it was really from Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget is a cartoon from the 80s. And Inspector Gadget always had his like cat, and he's like he gets foiled by Inspector Gadget every show. And at the end, he's like, "I'll get you next time, Gadget." And he's petting his cat.
I remember that. Yeah, at the end, he was always holding the cat.
Yeah, always had the cat. I'll get you next time, Gadget. So, anyways, I got 4 cats, so I'm a bit of a weird cat person. But
yeah, that's crazy. JC9 says I'm going for the CRS look. So, guys, funny enough, this hat was kind of a troll, but like once you wear a hat, like I got like a line going through my head now, so I'm committed to this for the whole day. So this is an ugly Christmas sweater.
Hat.
Yeah, man. So it's like
I'm not a huge hat guy, but I have a clothing line, and Art Thing Apparel, so I'm always trying to promote it or show it off. But I'm not a big fan of hat heads, but whatever. So,
no, I feel you, man.
Let me ask you this, bro. So how much do you know about me, so I can, what do I have to help you along, or like?
So I would say for all of Gunner, I probably know like 3 to 4%. No, that's probably maybe closer to 5 to 7%.
What made you want to interview me then?
So part of it is because I trust Sport Brand's judgment unequivocally, right? But also and also his commitment to reminding me to get you on. But I watched a couple of your lives, and I don't know, you got an energy that's just like authentic, open, and you're talking about going fishing, chilling in your car, just like you're just you, and that's dope. And of course, some cool stories that remind me of a lot of the stories, like from my back in the day, and you telling stories from your back in the day, I could relate with, and it's just
I'm just trying to think where I should start. So I mean, I don't know your market, how much you know, but I am an author. Gunnar Allen Lindblom is my name. I write novels about a fictional mafia family. If you see me squinting or whatever, I have a light sensitivity issue, so usually I got some sunglasses on, but I don't wear sunglasses because you think I'm a weirdo at night. But so I'm like this, the light. I used to get injected in my eye.
If you need to rock sunglasses, you're good. We've had.
I'm good. I'm being fine. So I spent 13 years in prison. For a whole bunch of this cat is all on me right now. Bunch of nefarious crimes, from extortion and bank robbery, armed robbery, and the kidnapping got dismissed, but I don't know, 17 crimes. This is now it's going to be 18 years ago. So I did 13 years in prison. I've been out 5 years, but I guess one of the things that makes my story remarkable is a couple of things. One of them that I was born and raised in a mafia family,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't know it looking at my last name Lindblom, but my mother's last name is Toko. So anybody who does just a little quick Google search with the word Toko and mafia, the two are synonymous in Detroit. The boss was a Toko my whole life. I was around Tokos. Anyways, so I was a bad kid coming up, just a generally bad kid. My parents divorced when I was 4. I was constantly getting in fights and getting in trouble. And my dad was a drunk alcoholic. I pretty much a rambunctious kid who just did what I wanted to do. No supervision. My grandfather was more my father than anyone, but he was a grandfather still. So he still kind of let me do what I wanted. And
Yeah.
then he had a son named Peter Toko Jr., who was only 12 years older than me. And he kind of was the one who started introducing me to Cosa Nostra stuff, mafia stuff, and organized crime and illegal rackets and activities when I was about youngest, like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And so by the time I was like 14, 15 years old, I'm expelled from school indefinitely. And just take to the streets. I'm kicked out of school. The only people I hang around with is scumbags and drug addicts and drug dealers and thugs.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what I ended up doing. And then got pulled deeper and deeper into that lifestyle. Started catching felonies and cases and started selling weed for my Uncle Pete. And then just got busted selling steroids and just this nonstop evolution. Then I ended up going to jail for the steroids when I was about 17. I get busted. I didn't get convicted until I was 19. It took them a couple years to convict me on steroids. And when I got out, I went and lived with my grandparents in Grosse Pointe, which is like a really rich, wealthy enclave in outside of Detroit, very wealthy and affluent.
Yeah.
All the mob bosses lived in that like a couple blocks, all within like several block radius. And they writers have called it the compound and yada yada yada. There's some other houses that had tunnels connecting each other that dated back to Prohibition because they used to get the liquor in from Canada across the Detroit River. They run it over and then stick in these tunnels and hide it in these like cellars. And we had one of those cellars in our house. But I mean, around 19 years old, when I get out of jail for steroids, my grandpa kind of goes on record for me. It says to a guy named Tony Giacalone. That's another one if you want some really interesting Google searches, Pandora's box. Look up Tony Giacalone or Tony Jack Detroit. So he was the number one suspect in the Hoffa murder. So number one.
Damn.
Hoffa was going to meet him the day Hoffa vanished. So his daughter married one of my uncles, and actually uncle to me, but really cousin. My mother's first cousin married his daughter, and so the families were tight. They all grew up together in the same neighborhood, same age, same everything. Around that time, he started putting me to work. You know, my grandpa said, could you put Alonzo to work? You put a little money in his pocket, and so at first it really was more like a test. Even they were just like, what will this guy do? And he had me freaking beat some dude up, who's the ex of his girlfriend. Showed up drunk one night, slapped her around, and he called me in the morning and said, can you handle this? He didn't even say what to do. He just said, can you handle this for me? I said, yeah. Give me the address. I went over there and I pulverized the guy. Just smashed the dude's face in, and this big nugget ring, just smashed his face. So she told him, that's what he did. He said, whoever you sent, handle his business. So now
And this was at what age?
19.
19.
I was 19. Could have been 20. Because I think I was 20 because I just got out of jail and I think I turned 20 when I was in jail. So I was 20. So he starts putting me to work, working security at poker games and casino nights and all kinds of little odds and ends, running around, just relaying orders, picking up money, collecting for bookies who are having a hard time collecting from the mark. Same thing with loan sharks. I started loan sharking my own money out. Plus, I was selling drugs. Weed, steroids were my main racket. And so,
like anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made a ton of money from it. Ton of money.
Damn, that's kind of unique. I mean, I know out here in Virginia, people still hustle them, but that's.
I was involved with one of the biggest steroid busts in American history. That's what the paper said, anyways.
Damn.
Blew it up. It was a guy named Joe DiMaggio. It was the main guy, Italian guy, wise guy, who knew my uncle. I was only in with him because he knew my uncle. Big federal thing, got busted. I ducked the federal case, but got hit by the state, and that's how then I ended up in jail. But I mean, he was making a ton of freaking money. I mean,
Damn.
not tons, but I would say, I mean, I was probably making a couple thousand a week from steroids when I was, it's 1990 or 91 or something, whatever it was. And then that's on top of my weed money. And then I was flipping stolen merchandise. People would come to buy stuff with stolen merch. I'd buy it pennies on the dollar, take it to my uncle's pawn shop and sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then we started a pawn shop swap, bringing all this merch to Chicago. Then we'd take their merch and sell it in Detroit. The mob guys in Chicago. Anyways, so I just got pulled into that life, deeper and deeper into that world. And I never really had a real job other than working securities, working bouncers. I did manage a couple health clubs over the years. I managed one health club, but that whole thing was a scam too, because the guy who owned the place was an old man, but his son who ran the place was a gambling degenerate junkie. And so he got, he was like $70,000 in the books of my uncle. So they came up with this scheme. They're going to put me in there to manage the place, and I'm going to skim. And I did. And I made a freaking ton of money, man. A ton of money.
I remember you mentioning that in one of your lives, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if I'm sure I probably have on my live, but I did a whole show. I've done whole shows on it. Just that one scam, that one racket, where I was killing it. That's the one time in my life I had more money than, that's the one time in my life I was like financially secure. I was probably making a legit maybe 250 grand a year. That was pretty good money for me. I was buy whatever the frick I wanted, do whatever I wanted. I had everything.
Properties, right?
I had everything. Yeah, houses and toys, and it was just good money. Cash was pouring in. And so other than that, I just worked security bouncing or security at poker games, or at any given time, I had 10 different things going to make money, whether it be just running to collect for bookies and stuff, to loan sharking, to sometimes I get a piece of a book if I'm like referring, bookies, taking bets for guys. Maybe I get a piece, 1% of the VIG. And there was always somebody always wanted somebody checked or intimidated so that was my main thing. There wasn't a ton of guys like me who were real
enforcers.
Yeah, exactly. There wasn't a lot of guys who were like quick to violence. You know what I'm saying? That's not the type of mob family it is. It's real quiet, very laid back, low key, and everybody who's involved knows who's involved, and nobody's stupid enough to try and mess with them. So they really don't need a lot of enforcers, but sometimes you do, and so that was easy for me. I knew that's something I could do. To be perfectly honest, I just did it because I felt like I wanted to fit in. I wanted them to accept me, if you will. So how do I do that? I know I remember early on when I smashed that dude for Tony Jack, how everybody changed. It changed how everybody looked at me. Immediately everybody changed. Everybody was different. Everybody's more respectful. Everybody's a little more, accepting and open to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's all I got to do is beat somebody's ass. And so that's what I did. So, and then it got to the point
you had validity at that point. Like once you did that.
Yeah, they knew I was bad to begin with because all my life I've been a bad kid. All my life I've been fighting and kicked out of school, suspended, all that, and they know this because my grandpa's Gumbatis, his best friends, his cousins, they all grew up together, so they know. I live with them, so they just know that I'm constantly in trouble and fighting whatever. But I didn't, as an adult, go smash somebody. And then once I did that and did a few other things, working poker games and stuff, it just made them accept me and want to work. It wasn't like it was full time either. I sold steroids and weed full time, but anything I could do to make money, I did it, and I did. So kind of what I did, and then for the next 10 years, from like age 19 to 29, I just did everything I could to make money. I had nice houses, cars, toys, but I did dabble in drugs. That's one of the things a couple of times using. So what I did is I used a couple of times. I broke my finger and started on pain pills, right? And that
Yeah.
led me down a path of addiction. And so like 3 times from age 19 to 21, I started using drugs. And it one time maybe lasted a few weeks, another time it lasted a few months, and the last time was like a year and a half.
Mm.
And so when I was the last year and a half, that's a whole nother crazy story I won't get into, but basically I got busted. My house got raided, 2 kilos of heroin. I beat
Oof.
the case. But
You
when I
beat
got,
it?
yeah, I beat it.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would have got a lot of time. So they knew I could beat it. They had a bold case. I won't go into it. I've actually done a couple of shows talking about it on my YouTube channel. But
Mm-hmm.
moral of the story is the case. They didn't even charge me after they raided the house and found the dope. And I think that was because they were trying to get me to flip. They said pending the lab results, whatever. Do you want to talk to us? Whatever. I said no.
Yeah.
They said, come on in. I said, do I need my lawyer? Like, no, I just want to talk to you. And I get in there, and of course, like, you want to make it go away? I'm like, wrong freaking guy. This dope ain't mine. It wasn't even mine. It's my girlfriend's brother. He's a crackhead, dope fiend. And they're like, oh, how do you know it's his? I'm like, he's the only one who's been in the house besides me in the last 48 hours. I know how the law works. I said, you don't got a fingerprint. You don't got a hand-to-hand sale. You don't got me going in the house. You got nothing. You got no case.
Yeah.
He says, maybe. I win some, I lose some. I said, I don't care what you do. I said, can I go? He says, yeah. And I said, I want my property back. This old Corvette that I had, I was rebuilding, and this other bullcrap property, stereo system, and whatever. I said, can I get he said, yeah, sign for this stuff. So I go to sign for the stuff, and the drugs are on the list. I looked at it, I said, what do you think, I'm retarded, bro? I said, I signed this thing. It's admitting everything you see is, man, let's get the frick out of here, man. It's like, oh, no. I said, you think I'm a moron, bro. Keep it. I don't give a shit.
Damn. I was about to say, yeah, let me get my property back. That 2,000 grams of dope.
Yeah, heroin. So anyways, so they don't even charge me, right? But everybody in the street freaking knew I got raided. I got hit, and here I am walking around the street on a freaking 2 kilos of heroin bust, and I'm out there walking around. So naturally, everybody in the street in the game's thinking I'm flipped.
You're snitching, yeah.
Yeah. So nobody will deal with me. So now my main heroin dealer, who I now owe $180,000, my cousin, he's not gonna put me on the game, He wants his money, so I end up robbing another drug dealer, this black dude, to pay him out of 200 pounds of weed. So I get 200 pounds of weed from this black dude. Take it, just debo it, and then give it to Angelo and say we're even. And so, but because I was deboing, and I was notorious for deboing drug dealers.
Yeah.
Notorious for it. And I know what people watching will think this. They go, oh, yeah, you just taking people's dope. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. I'd take somebody's dope. I would have killed you. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't have done nothing. Because I'm telling you, I took it straight from gangsters, and they didn't do nothing. Because the other option is only to kill me, and if you do, make sure nobody finds out. Because my people is going to come kill your family. That's kind of how I presented myself when I did it. So you want to kill me? That's good. You can go ahead and do that. Just remember, you got to move your family to freaking Alaska or something, bro. Because they're coming. And they knew it too. So I'm like, it is what it is. So I'd get these. I wouldn't do it to dudes who I knew could be dangerous. I would never do it to a guy who I suspected was capable of, pulling the trigger. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy enough.
Yeah, crazy enough. But I'd only do it to these freaking pussies, especially the ones who are kind of like mob groupies. The ones that are kind of mob groupies, and they knew my lineage and my name and the family, and they were always asking about it, talking about it. So that's when I would, get them for 50 pounds of weed or something, and they couldn't do nothing about it. What are they going to do? What are the options? Dudes couldn't whoop my ass. I was, tough wise. I was not. None of them could whoop my ass. Somebody in the world could whoop my ass for sure. There's guys, but none of these freaking punks that I'm jacking did. And then, they're going to come kill me, and then deal with the fallout of that. Either could go to prison or freaking or get worse, So, anyways, I was kind of notorious on the east side of Detroit for jack and dope dealers like that. What I would do is I get plugged in with one, and I'd build a rapport with them, and maybe start off with 5 pounds of weed, and then 10, then 20 pounds, and maybe get it up to 30 or 40. I mean, like the most I ever did it for is 50. which is a funny story in itself because the guy I stole 50 from, they found out where I stashed the weed and stole it back from me the same week. Same week.
Damn.
I stole 50 and stole it back.
Hey, you know what though? You got to give it to him. You
Yeah,
know.
no, I know. The kid who gave me up, the kid whose house it was, he said that I saw him like 5 years later. I walk into a jacuzzi at a like hotel
Mhm.
swimming pool. I walk in and sit down. It's him. Like the freaking guy 5 years ago, and I know he did. I said, "Man, what the frick you do, man?" He's like, "Dude, they said they were going to kill my brother if I didn't tell them what the weed was."
Yeah.
So he's like, "So I told him and I ran." Well, what are you gonna do? It's 5 years later now. What am I gonna do? Kill the guy? Beat him up? I didn't even care at this point, you know.
Yeah, it's done at that
But
point. What?
but
So, question. Just a quick question, out of curiosity. So, when you started, like hitting licks and knocking off drug dealers, deboing them, like you said, did did you get robbed first, and then you were like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna go out," or did you just start robbing?
no, nobody ever robbed me, bro. No
For
way.
real?
Not once. I've had like I mean I got robbed in the hood a couple times.
Like on the random tip, like
Yeah, yeah, in the random tip. I've been in a bunch of gunfights, bro. I've been shot twice.
I
Oh,
heard you've been shot. That's
yeah.
and I don't mean to take away from your story. You can keep going on your line, and we'll circle back to that or whatever you want to hit on.
Well, I, I don't. What made you think like ask that question if I got robbed?
So one thing it's kind of interesting, like some of your story, what you're saying, I can resonate with too, because kind of started hustling, then started dabbling in drugs and got addicted to drugs, and the whole game at that point is like a mess, right?
Yes.
And I was kind of like not like a lone wolf, right? Like I had a good group of people, but it wasn't like a family with protection, um I guess like it didn't really hit me to start hitting drug dealers until I got myself.
Mm.
And I was like, man, all right, all bets are off. Everybody's a target, you know?
Yeah, I just thought I just was when I started doing drug dealers. Okay, there were always guys that sold drugs that I liked, that I was cool with, and there was guys that sold drugs and I didn't really like them because they were cocky, they were arrogant, kind of douchebags. Those are the ones I go after, the douchebags. I mean, I build up this rapport with them until they trusted me for 20, 30 pounds, and then I take the. Sometimes, I mean, I'm kind of ashamed to say it. I don't like thinking about it, but on many occasions, I go to their house and I hate the sucker. I hate sucker punching people, but for certain people, for certain times, the sucker punch is the appropriate, tool.
For
And so
sure.
I go to their house and freaking knock them out with a
Yeah.
sucker punch. And then when they wake up, I'd have the pistol in it, against their head. And they're like, all right, from now on,
They wake up and everything's going.
no, I wouldn't even do that. I'd wake up and say, from now on, this is how it's going to work. I know how much money you're making. I know how much you're moving this week. You're taking bread or food out of my mouth and the family's mouth. So now you're going to pay, those 10 pounds, that's mine. And from now on, you're paying $1,000 a week.
Damn.
And what are your choices? I'd tell you, what are your choices, bro? Don't do it. See what happens. You could be dead. I thought I could have killed you just now.
Yeah.
And then, and if you want to tell, the thing is, if you want to tell, we'll know, which is true. If you sat down with the cops to tell,
Yeah.
we would have known. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The family is plugged in with the cops, the feds, everyone. If you would have sat down and said, I'm going to go to the FBI and tell them that the mafia is squeezing me, blah, 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 blah. Within 48 hours of you proffering, somebody would have known in our family would have known.
Yeah.
And there's a long list of people who did that and vanished or overdosed or, it's a long list. Jimmy Hoffa was one of them. I'm just saying they're very good at making people vanish and or have accidents or whatever. And it was more bluff than anything with me. It was like, but as long as they believed it, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just drug dealers, and I didn't do an incredible amount. But if you would, it's funny, like for the whole evolution of to hear about some of these drug dealers that I got. Usually weed dealers, steroid dealers too. Coke,
Mhm.
heroin, didn't matter. But some of these guys, like if you would have known them, it makes me sound like just like a monster. But if you would have known, because the way I did it to these guys, like I'm thinking of one's name right now. His name is Kenny. The guy's about 6'6", about 300-pound steroid head giant, right?
Mhm.
And everybody's scared of him because he's a high roller and he's all juiced out, whatever. He fronted me like $5,000, but steroids, I just said, I'm not paying. Basically, they never tried to come after me or nothing. They just basically ignored me from that point on. I didn't see him, and I go, "What's up, man?" And they just wouldn't. It wasn't worth it to them to even get in
Yeah.
a confrontation with me. They're just like, "He got me for $5,000. He can't ask me for no more." And that's kind of how it went for like 10 years, where I target these freaking douchebags or whatever, and just get them. And I'm in the game. So if I jack guy for 20 pounds a week, I am in the game now. So I sell it, and I got freaking $30,000 cash. I buy another freaking 20, and I'm flipping or whatever. And
Mhm.
just kept me in the game until ultimately something happened where I get busted or something would happen, and they would come to an end, and I'd freaking start over.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, we had some folks like that were kind of like untouchable. They would get you, and you're just like, damn,
Man,
can't do shit.
can't do much. Nothing you can do. I mean, I also know mob guys that were like that too. Can't say that. One time, a guy named Pepe tried to screw me out of $12,000, and he's a made guy, and I didn't care. I was stupid and young. I think I was like 21 years old, and I
So
went in
hold on,
there.
most people probably know what a made guy is, but for the folks here that may not, what does that mean?
A made guy is that's if you've heard of the mafia or Cosa Nostra. When you get inducted into the mafia, it's you take an oath called the Murta, and that you become a made guy. And so the one rule is you never cooperate, and never tell. That's the one man. There's a bunch of rules, but that's the first rule. But anyways, if a made guy is kind of untouchable, you can't threaten, you can't disrespect them, you can't put your hands on them. These are all fatal infractions. So if you threaten them, he can get you green light. You're dead. If you put your hands on him, dead. Disrespect his wife or kid or daughter, dead. Anyways, this little mother effer got me a contract job. It's the first contract job I ever did as a contractor, and
Mhm.
if it would have worked out nice, I would have made like $4,500, out of like a week's worth of work. So this is back in like 1993 or something, so it's pretty good money. But
Yeah.
he gave me half the money up front and said, "I'll pay you when the job's done." So I finished my half of the job. Our job was to dig out this like basement, put this wall in, and anyways, so I did my part of the job. I said, "Can I get paid?" He's like, "Yeah, when the job's done." I'm like, "When the job's done?" He's like, "No, I meant the whole strip mall's done." I'm like, "That might be 3 freaking months."
Damn.
And he's like, "That's what I told you. Got done." So I flip out, and I flip out, and I said, I mean, I just in hindsight thinking about how stupid I was, could have got me killed. But I said, "I'm gonna burn this mother effer down if you don't have my money. I'll be back tomorrow." And before he could say anything, I said, "And I know Tony's your skipper or whatever. That's his boss, Tony, which is a higher level mob dude, Kappa regime or a boss." And I said, "I know Tony. You're gonna run right to Tony. I don't give a shit about Tony." So I went to Tony the next day, not Tony Jack. That's who saved me. And I went to Tony Jack the other Tony the next day, and I said, "Pepe's your guy, right?" He's like, "Yeah, been with me 30 years, yada yada yada." I said, "He owes me $12,000. He said he's gonna pay me when I did the job, blah blah blah." I said, "Here's the thing, man. If you don't pay me that $12,000 tomorrow," I said, "I'm gonna go over there and burn his mother up his building down, put a bullet in." And he said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 Alonzo, calm down. I like your grandpa. I like your nano. He's been a friend of mine my whole life. I know your uncles. I love them all. But he's like, you can't talk like that. You know who you're talking to. You know who you're talking." I said, "Man, I don't give a flip about him." So, anyways, I storm out of there, and it's within 24 hours. There's all kinds of whispers and calls and meetings and crap. and he's trying to get me killed.
Damn.
So the problem with that was, this is the thing. I was like 21-year-old lunatic, and they all knew it. So they were like, "Here's if you don't get him, he's going to come get you.
Yeah.
You can't make that mistake." The other thing is, nobody wanted to take the contract because I was a Toko, because I was legit by blood a Toko, and the boss is a Toko. You know, my mother's Grace Toko, my uncle was Peter Toko. So they're like, my wife, they nobody was, you know, they're like, yo, so well, as soon as this dude started going around saying I want to get a freaking contract on this freaking Gunner kid, Pete Toko's grandson, it like a shockwave, and then boom, and 3-4 calls later, so it's right back to freaking. I don't know if it got to my grandpa first or Tony Jack first. Whoever it is, they got to it. So they end up, they call a meeting. I don't know the meeting's happening, but it's a big meeting. Like 6 guys. 6 guys. I mean, Tony is the street boss. Tony Jack is a street boss. He's the highest ranking guy there. He's like ranked number 4. He's literally, technically, he's number 4. But in all reality, he's basically number 1. He's the street boss. And I mean, he would never admit that, but everybody knew Tony Jack was really the boss of Detroit Mafia. The boss, Jack Toko, just sat back and collected envelopes and, you know, whispered a couple orders here and there, and that was that. Like Jack Toko, the boss, would relay a lot of orders through my grandfather, who'd come over our house, they'd talk in Sicilian, then he would leave, then my grandpa would say, "Come on, drive me over here." So or Tony Jack would come over. So I knew my grandpa was relaying orders between Tony Jack and the boss. So, anyways, they do have a sit downs. My Uncle Sal, my Uncle Pete, my grandpa, Tony Jack, Pepe, and the other Tony, the one I told him that, you know, I'm going for Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe was like, "This kid can't talk to me like that." And Tony, his boss, says, "Yeah, you can't freaking just talk to you know, a friend of ours like that." Which means a friend of ours means a made guy.
Yeah.
You can't disrespect, and that's, you know, not how it works. The rules, yada yada yada. And Tony Jack stepped up and said, "What's the problem? Why are you paying him?" And his argument was this: Alonzo doesn't know any better. He's not a friend of ours. You know what I'm saying? He's not a made guy, so he just wants to get paid. He's high, you know, young hormonal kid, just wants his money. Why are you paying him? And Pepe's like, "Man, I told him that." And Tony like looks at him and is like, "My grandpa told me this whole story," because my grandpa was sitting there. And he's like, he told him, "What do you freaking mean? You know what you were doing? You're taking advantage of him. You think because he's a freaking kid, 21-year-old kid, you know, you can basically buy his contract work on credit for 3 months, you know, take his money and play with it, or whatever. So just pay him mother effing money, and then all this goes away." And that's when the other Tony gets mad, says, "You can't talk like that." And Tony said, "Listen, here's the deal. Let me make this perfectly clear. Alonzo is with me. If anybody puts a hand on him, you're going to deal with me. Is there a problem with that? Are we going to have a problem with that?" And they all like, "Nah, Tony, we're good." So he sent him on their way. He said, "Pepe," and he comes for his money, you give him his freaking money. So I went there the next day, and I got the money. He got me a check, $12,000. And he's like, "Don't ever talk to me again. I don't ever see you in my place." I said, "I don't give a shit about your place, bro. I care about your." He acted like he was a big shot contractor, and like I would never get another job in the world ever after I burned him. I'm like, "Get the frick out of here. I don't care about your freaking." Even in my mind, I feel like he got off light. Trying to burn me. Like for him trying to burn me, I still was half tempted to put a bullet in him. But I knew that would freaking just create a big problem. There'd be all kinds of issues. And like I said, the feds probably knew all this anyway. The feds probably knew all of this. The whole freaking thing was probably wired and it's surveilled. So
that's crazy, man. Like operating like with that like level of like rules and accountability and like shit that you got to answer to. Like hearing this is kind of like looking back at you know, my upbringing was like, man, it was just savages, and it wasn't like in like the hood or anything. I mean, you know, it's kind of more of an urban suburban area, but damn, I mean, people could act without accountability, without rules, This is
Yeah, well, this is different. That's what makes Costa Nostra different, you know. And the truth was, I wasn't a made guy. I wasn't offered to be part of Costa Nostra all the way in because I'm half Sicilian on the wrong side. I'm half Sicilian on my mother's side. Had I been half Sicilian on my father's side, there'd be a different story to and the ending of the story. I might still be there, or might be dead, or might be doing life in prison. But whatever the case is, because I was half Sicilian on my mother's side, I had an out.
yeah,
So I kind of could walk away. I didn't have to follow orders. I could disregard orders. Twice they wanted me to kill a guy, and I said no. So
mm,
had I been all the way in and said no, they would have killed me.
damn,
I didn't. If I they said order is go hit, boss says kill him, and I said no, that would have been it. That would have been it for me. And it would just that would have been the end.
damn, that's crazy.
Would have been my best friend or somebody would have got in the car. I'm like, what's up? Bang, shot me in the head. And that would have been the end of it. But
Damn.
because I was a freaking wild lunatic of a kid, all these old mob guys are actually pretty scared of me. I mean, legit scared of me. Not like scared, okay, nervous.
Because you don't have to follow the rules.
So that's one of the reasons. Plus, they figured I was too stupid. In my mind, I didn't care. And when you don't care, they think that's crazy. And
Yeah.
so crazy. Like they always just tell me the one thing that freaking that is, everybody's afraid of is crazy. Because if they're stupid, you can deal. You know how to deal with stupid. You expect stupid, but you're not stupid. You're smart, but you're crazy. And so crazy is dangerous because you don't know how far you'll go and what
Yeah.
you might do. And I was notorious. You know, my whole life I was doing crazy shit, man. I mean, I was like 17 years old. I got busted up in Nicky's Pizza in Greektown. Just trashed the place, man. And everybody, all the mob guys downtown in the market heard about it. Me and my boys tore up this freaking place. Some dude was like threatening to hit his girlfriend, some black dude. And I said, "Hey, man, it's a woman you're talking to, man. You know, simmer down." He told me to f off. I'm like, "Really? This motherfucker just tell me to f off?" I said, "I'll beat your ass up in here, whatever." Right about that moment, like 5 of his boys come walking in. Actually, came out of the bathroom. And then so we end up in a big bar brawl. By the end of the fight, I mean, basically all of us were laughing, including those guys, just throwing chairs back and forth, smashing, breaking, and everything. It was kind of a famous. They laughed and joked about it for years. It cost $5,000. My grandpa would give the guy $5,000 to fix it all up.
Damn.
And at the end, I think we were me and the guys we were fighting with were like ready to shake hands and go our own ways, you know, because it was funny. We had so much fun fighting. But stupid stuff like that, they'd hear about them. And then there's a couple instances that stand out in life where, you know, Tony Jack wanted to send a message to a guy one time. And he said, you know, I want him in the hospital or whatever. And I ended up beating the guy up, which is a funny story because I fell when I was walking over to do it. I tripped over a sewer grate. This downtown Detroit with the steam coming out of the sewer grate. And I come walking over there. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a morning guy. I hit that grate, I stumble, I fall. Just as I stumble and fall, the guy's getting out of his Jeep, looks at me, starts laughing, which this is the guy I'm going to beat up. He starts laughing at me. So I got up and I pulverized him. And I robbed him. That's where it was just put him in the hospital. But I ended up robbing him for his money and his jewelry, his gold chain. And so Tony says, well, why'd you hurt him so bad? Because he disrespected you. He disrespected me. What'd he do? I'm like, he laughed at me.
Mm.
So why'd you rob him? I said, why not? I could use the money. And they thought it was they thought it was funny because they talked. You know, all those old Sicilian men they're super gossipy and chatty. I mean, they talk all freaking day on the phone in person. They go from headquarters to headquarters, to business, and all they do is they never shut up. They always talk.
As soon as they get off the phone with you, they call like, "You'll never guess what I just heard from Gunner."
Yeah, oh yeah.
They call someone else,
and it's in Sicilian, so they don't really worry about it too much getting translated on the wire. You know what I mean? It's Sicilian is kind of tricky to translate, anyways. And I'm sure there was things were wired up and they got all kinds of good stuff. I mean, there's like, I don't know, the FBI's like, my friend Scott has got like 40,000 hours. He's this true crime journalist, famous true crime writer. I was just talking to him a minute ago. And he just got 10,000 pages of wire transcript, Detroit wire transcript that are like declassified, you know, whatever, you know, wire transcript, 10,000 pages.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's most of it's kind of mundane BS, but in there's a lot of gold, I'm sure.
I bet. Yeah. It's crazy too having. Well, so hold on. So first question. So the sewers for real steam like that out there?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I thought that was just movie shit.
No, that's real, bro. That's how it looks. That's how it
Damn.
looks. When the conditions are right, usually when it's during the winter months, when it's water in the sewer is much warmer. That's from runoff. So the
Yeah.
hot water steams up. Yeah, and it's cool looking. You know what I'm saying? You drive right now. If we drove down to Detroit, drive down the road, it's steam wafting up out of there.
Damn. That's crazy. Well, and I heard. So you is it true actually that you know White Boy Rick?
Yeah, just talking to him.
So the dude
I
there
don't
was a
know him
movie.
personally. I know him from Instagram and of him, but yeah, I talked to him. I'm trying to get him on my show, but he's kind of doing a media blackout right now. In fact, I just made some stuff for him, apparel, some of my apparel, and I sent him a couple shirts, a jacket. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just had Johnny Curry on the show too. Johnny Curry on my show. Johnny Curry was the kingpin drug dealer that White Boy Rick set up or was trying to infiltrate. So White Boy Rick was trying to
Yeah.
infiltrate the Curry brothers, organization, and
Yeah.
did. But anyways, so I sent him I sent him one of my leather coats. I sent Johnny Curry a freaking like a $500 art thing leather. It was pretty cool. He
Yeah,
liked
I
it.
heard you got some dope ass leather coats.
Yeah, they're cool. They're slick, man.
Custom
They're cool. The
custom
logo
shit.
in the back has the logo like this. Here's the logo in the. You look, there's the. Anyways, so the back has this,
Mm,
the guy in the center, and the leathers and everything really, and then in the front of the leather, it's like on this side, and it just says our thing.
nice.
But anyway, yeah, yeah. I mean, Rick's a nice enough guy. He's. I don't know him that well, but yeah,
How accurate do you think um the movie is versus like the actual story?
It's not even close. It's terrible. Now you're talking about the movie or the documentary? Because the documentary was produced by two of my good friends. My friend Scott Bernstein, and what I was just talking about, what I was just on the phone talking to him a minute ago, he was one of the executive producers of the Netflix documentary that went viral, like this spring and got like 40 million downloads or whatever it was. He's the executive producer, and the main producer was Seth Ferrante, which is a great guy. If you never get him on your show, get him. He's an interesting dude. Spent 23 years in prison. Now he's a documentarian. He had a viral Netflix documentary called White Boy. And he's got another. He flew me to St. Louis, I don't know, 3-4 months ago to be in another documentary about the mob and the mob's involvement in the drug business. Flew me down there to be honest. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is not that accurate. The Sony Pictures,
Yeah.
that's a joke, and we know that. My friend Scott Bernstein, by the way, the same Scott Bernstein, was an official script consultant for Sony Pictures on that movie. He was the script consultant. That was his job was to make sure that the movie was true to form and accurate. And it was all bullshit. And he kept telling them, "This is not right. This is wrong. This is wrong." And they said, "Don't worry about it. We'll be fine." So they had some British director who just won an Oscar, and Scott kept telling them, "This is wrong, wrong, wrong." Then the movie came out, and the movie was crap because it was wrong. It was
Yeah.
just all bullshit. So White Boy Rick would be the first one to tell you that it's all bullshit. White Boy Rick's doing his own documentary about his life. That's the reason why he's on a media blackout right now. He's not doing anything like that. He's just waiting till he releases his own doc. Then he'll go on my show and all that. So
Yeah.
he just went live a few minutes ago. He was in Florida with some boat. Rick. Yeah.
Hold up, it
Yeah.
broke up for a second. There you go. I got you back.
I lost it. Yeah.
Um,
So
damn. Yeah. No, I haven't caught the only thing I saw was the movie,
the
and
Sony movie, garbage.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Garbage.
mean,
Uh,
it's entertainment, right? It's like you never know
well,
how accurate that shit is.
well, it's like the movie The Irishman. Horrible. I mean, dude. So many people said, why would they make that movie for $250 million when they could have made your book a movie? and you know what? Scott Bernstein said it best on the air on a radio show with me on it on the line. Somebody said, "Why didn't they make Gunner's book a movie instead of that movie, The Irishman?" And Scott Bernstein said, "Well, that's obvious why. They didn't know. If they knew Gunner's books, they would make it." You know what I'm saying? My books is comparing my books to Be a King, Volume 1 and 2, to comparing that to The Irishman in terms of overall storyline, movie, whatever. It's like comparing a cartoon to The Godfather or something. It's not even. They both are on the screen, but that's about all they got going. The movie sucked. It's fake. It's not even real. Even the acting was bad. Even those great actors, Joe Pesci, Stallone. I mean, Joe Pesci and De Niro and Al Pacino. They, as great as they are as actors, could not carry that movie. It was crap. I didn't even finish it, to be honest with you. I mean, after they killed him, I'm like, the storyline is really bad. It's all fake. The Frank Sheeran guy he's a pathological liar. He made this all up just so he could sell a book, and it worked. So God bless him. But the movie itself is garbage, and that's why Robert De Niro wouldn't take any and he wouldn't do any sit-down interviews regarding that movie after the movie was published. Dude, my friend Larry Mazza was the script consultant for that movie because Larry Mazza is a former hitman, a Colombo crime family murder hitman, and they flew him up to New York and said, "What's it like to kill people?" He called me. True story, man. Can't make this stuff up. Called me. He says, De Niro called me and they want to fly me up to meet Scorsese. Actually, prior to this, I was doing BookCon in New York, BookCon, well, biggest North American publishing conference. With me and Larry Mazza split a booth. While we're at the booth, he gets a call. It's Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese. They want to meet him. So Larry says, "I gotta go, Al. I mean, it's Martin Scorsese." I said, "Go, bro, man." It's like the road runner. Me, he was gone. So I freaking he comes back 4 hours later and he's in like shock, I'm like, "What was that? What happened?" He's like, "Spent 4 hours with De Niro and Scorsese and their wives and this casting director." So then about a couple of weeks later, a month later, whatever, he says they want to fly me up there. I said, "Why?" He's like, "They need to tell them what it feels like, to kill somebody or before you do." So I said, without incriminating myself, I said, "Well, I've been in some gunfights." I said, "So tell them what it feels like." And when I told Larry what to say, he said immediately, he's like, "That's how I know you've been there," because I felt exactly the same. I said, "Yeah, it all slows down. You know what I'm saying? Everything gets real clear when you're, in a gunfight." So anyways, he goes up there and he helps. He becomes the script consultant or set advisor or whatever for De Niro and Scorsese on The Irishman. My boy Larry.
Now hold on. So The Irishman, was that the Pierce Brosnan movie, or
No.
I may be tripping. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with that.
But Irishman was a $250 million Netflix movie that made it a couple years ago. About Jimmy Hoffa, killing Jimmy Hoffa. It was bad.
Damn.
$250 million to make it.
Damn.
De Niro, Pacino, Pesci. It's not a great movie. So, anyways.
Well, now I still gotta watch it now.
It's not even worth it. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Damn. So, anyways, you have to read my books if you want a good mafia story, a good old school, big romantic mafia story. People compare my books to The Godfather all the time. Read the reviews. Go to Be a King on Amazon. Read the reviews. Just start reading the reviews. 100 of them. You go on there and start looking. What are they saying? There's a couple. I recently had a couple hater reviews. Just some douchebag haters from like YouTube trolls go on there because they got their little Audible thing account where they get access to all the audiobooks. And so they just went on there and they just said some really stupid stuff. You can tell they didn't even read the book. But for the most part, I had perfect 5-star reviews for years. Now it's like 4.7.
No, it's bound to happen, man. It's even like the moment that we went live, we had dislikes right away because like the haters are like, "Oh shit, Dark's live, and then they hit the dislike right away. There's always going to be some of those.
Oh
But
yeah, I know that. I got a YouTube channel. To be perfectly honest, I'm actually don't have that many haters. But I have a few, but I don't like block them. I don't like, I don't even. They can comment whatever they want, boost the algorithm. I got 7,500 YouTube subscribers, just getting up there. I don't really care. It just there's not a lot there to hate. I mean, you hear me telling the stories, and sometimes you go, this guy would be easy to hate. But if you watch me more and listen to me, you'll see, like, I mean, this guy, I usually barely curse. I live out in the country. I fish, I hunt, I play on my toys, and I have an amazing wife. I have a beautiful home. My novels are what they are. The reviews are the reviews.
yeah,
The clothing line is serendipity. I just kind of capitalizing on a niche. I have a radio show, and every week I have sponsors. I have like guest authors on every week, different authors from all over the world that come on my radio show, and that's it, man. I live a good life. I live a good, quiet, wholesome life. So it's you try to the haters want to hate me for something, but in the end, like, why would you hate a guy who did 13 years and first of all grew up in this dysfunctional, screwed up, mafia family? Dad was a drunk, mom was mentally ill, ends up screwed up as a kid, ends up going to prison for 13 years, goes to prison, writes 9 novels while he's away because he wants to do something with his life, meets the girl of his dreams while he's in prison. She starts writing him, and she falls in love with him. She commits her life to him, waits 6 years for him while he's in prison, and marries him the day after he gets out. They start a life. He publishes his 2 books 9 months after he gets out. But the books are being called the next Godfather. People are saying that he's the next Mario Puzo who wrote the Godfather. And then launched a clothing line. And like, what's there to hate there? Why would you hate that guy? Why would you hate the guy who did it? So
yeah, it's the come up, man. It's kind of like when you and I exchanged the emails on like the come up or comeback story, right? It's like you built a foundation and came back, man. There's nothing but respect for that, and the fact that so you wrote 9 of your books while you were incarcerated.
yeah.
Okay, so what was that like?
I mean, what in what regards, bro? It was prison. It sucked. Prison sucked. Prison. I mean, writing was my great escape. It was my mistress, and writing's the only thing that kept me going, kept me alive, kept me sane.
Yeah,
I was on my typewriter probably 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day on the average, 6 days a week. I took Sundays off, and just grinded, man. Just sitting there focused. Didn't matter what was going on in the hallway, on the rock, on the yard, nothing mattered. I just would grind, and one book after another. And when I finish a book, I'd give them the guys in there to read. There's a lot of big readers in prison, and they'd read it and they come back blown away, just blown away. Just be like, the thing is, you just got to read the reviews and then read the books, because no matter what I say, it's gonna sound like I'm just blowing it up. It's just blowing smoke.
yeah.
It's my book. I'm saying.
Yeah, it's yours.
Read
Yeah,
the reviews. They're all real. They're all organic. I've never coached anyone, and all I say is leave an honest review. That's it. That's all I've ever said. Please leave an honest review. I don't know any of these people who leave reviews, but I've had a lot of people in prison just tell me the books. Like, they'll read one of my books and go, bro, I've been in prison for 10 years. I read thousands of books. Yeah, I mean, it's all I do. I don't even have a TV. I just read. And dude, this is the best book that I've ever read. That's what they tell me. It's the best book I've ever read.
yeah.
And then you know what happens? I think I got one of my books over here somewhere. I said, you want to read another one of my books? And they're like, yeah, man, hell yeah, give me one. Let me see if I got one.
Yeah, if somebody could link that Amazon page, that'd be awesome.
I don't know.
If one of the mods could grab that and put it up, that'd be perfect.
So, anyways, I give another book to come back and say, dude, I know I told you that book that you gave me before was the best book I ever read, but I think this one's better. And I said, yeah, you want to read another one? And then I give them that one, another one. And I come back and go, bro. And then at this point, they're just blown away because you're just looking at me like an alien or something. They're like, how is it possible that the 3 best books that I've ever read in all of my life are written by the dude who locks on my wing in prison with me? It's impossible. And he's like, you did. I'm like, yeah, thank you. So gave me a lot of confidence when I was, when I was writing. It gave me, kept me pushing to, work hard and grinding. So that's what I did, bro. I worked my ass off, probably 12
That's
hours.
kind of part of like what I was thinking as far as like you know, being locked up and like having that is an outlet. It had to have been kind of I guess relieving in a way, or kind of like
Cathartic. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it was cathartic, but it was. I knew I had that gift right away. I know, I just knew it. I just knew I could do it, and so I never second guessed myself. I never questioned, is this what I'm meant to do? I didn't never. I just knew. I just like it's like God. My faith is. I'm a big believer in God. Where's my charm? And I just knew, and like I never had writer's block ever in my life.
Mhm.
I've just knew. I sat down and wrote from start to finish every book I've ever wrote. 10 now. It came so natural and so easy. And it's not even that like all great stories have a formula, right? It's a pretty basic formula. I don't want to get into it what it is, but the writing, literary part of the writing was an evolution where I got better and better and better as with every novel. But I still had a basic understanding of how that formula works and the delivery works. It came natural. So when I finally did later on, I wrote like 5 books and I got a writer's market book and said, it said, this is the formula of every great writer's style, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I read it and said, literally, that's my exact formula, like exactly how I deliver my story. And he's like, and this is what that writer's market book said. Every great writer does this naturally without even be told. And usually, a few great writers can be taught to do it, but usually they can't be. So the average writer can't be taught that natural formula, and that's maybe 1 out of 1,000 can be taught.
Yeah.
The other 9,999 people who can write great are just born with it.
It's kind of like most things like music, instruments or whatever. It's like you either got it and you can develop it.
Like any artist, it's the same thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the kid who throws a 100-mile-an-hour fastball when he's freaking in ninth grade.
Yeah.
You can't train for that. You can't practice for that. You just have it.
Yeah. That's who you are.
So anyways, that's what I did, and grinded out the typewriter. I taught myself how to type and taught myself how to write, man, and grinded it out. And then my wife saw me on Facebook that I was a writer and a Christian. She was a new Christian. She was raised Muslim, and so she reached out to me and started writing me, or she just wrote me, said, "Listen, I know who you are. You probably don't know who I am. I'm from your neighborhood. I just know you're a bad guy, whatever. But I see you're a Christian. I see you're a writer now." It's like, I work for a publisher in New York. It's an academic publisher, but I got friends in the fiction, literary fiction, yada yada. Maybe I check out your book, and if it's any good, maybe I can just help you connect the dots. I said, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love that. Thank you. So I had my boy turn the manuscript into a PDF and send it to her, and she read the book. Keep in mind, it's 1,100-page manuscript, by the way.
Damn.
1,100 page. It's both volumes of my novels. Each one is like 550 pages. So it's both volumes. It's one story. It was one story. And she read that whole manuscript in 3 days on her phone, scrolling through on her phone. Couldn't put it down. Couldn't stop reading. By the way, if I told you how big of a reader my girl is, you just wouldn't believe it. My wife was a book nerd since she was like 4, bro. Straight up nerd. So she read the Little House on the Prairie series by the time she was 4. She just was a book nerd. She used to have her friends come over and say, "Hey, bring some of your books." And then as soon as her friend came over with the books, she'd go, "Oh, I got a stomach ache, but you can leave your books." And so the girl would leave, and she would leave her books, and she'd read all her books. And she was a book. So she had a literary scholarship in high school. Yeah.
Hustling to get books.
Hustling for books. And her mother used to take her to get books to the library, and then she worked at the bookstore in high school, got a job at the bookstore. So she's a woman who loved books, her whole life, a literary scholarship in high school, literary. So
Yeah.
She's a book lover, bro, book nerd. And she read my book, and this is true story. So this, for anybody who's listening, is questioning the power of the written word or the power of what I do as a writer, listen closely. She read that 1,100-page book in 3 days. And when she's done, she said, I think this is the best book. Look, she said, this is in the top 3 best books I've ever read. I want to help you do something because you're about to be, you're going to be famous. And I said, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Started writing. But she would later recant that and tell me it was the best book I ever read. And I didn't say that to you because I didn't want to blow up your head because I just met you and you thought I'd be lying or blah blah blah. I'm like, well, a lot of people have already told me that, a couple hundred people, but whatever. It meant more coming from you, the book nerd in the world. I was in prison, all the guys in the book. But anyway, she did say your book was the best book I ever read, hands down. And she's read everything. And I don't know, man. I'm sure the luster is worn off by now. It's been 12 years since you read it. She's still a huge fan of the story of the book. But it's a very powerful story, very powerful, and it will leave you broken and in tears and very emotional, and you'll be emotionally connected to these characters that you've gotten to know through 1,100 pages. And I've had, dude, like I met some woman on an airplane once, sitting next to me, and she's like, I told her I was a writer, and then I think she reached out to me via my website and she said, I read your books. I said, yeah, what'd you think? She says, I'm speechless. She's like, even though these mafia guys in your story, I knew they were murderers and bad guys, I couldn't help but like root for them, cheering for them to win. For King, the main character's name is Omnio, which means king. It's a Latin word for king. That's why the book's called To Be a King. He said, and you humanized them in such a way that I felt as if they were like my own family. And when something bad happened to them, it was happening to me. And so I hear that a lot. And my wife said the same thing. When she finished volume 2 of my book, she was broken, man. She was on hands and knees, scrubbing her floor, crying, like trying to but she didn't know the ending, how it really ended. I literally leave it on an open book ending, so you really don't know. And I called my boy, and I said, well, call her, see if she finished the book. He's like, it's only been 3 days. Oh no, she said she finished it. I said, well, call her and ask her. He said she's mad at you about the ending. And I said, why? And like, I said, ask her this. How do you know how does she know he's dead? And then I'm on the prison phone talking to my boy in the world, and my boy is texting her, and he's like,
okay, yeah.
And she said, like, how do you know he's dead? And she's like, she responded immediately. It was like, oh my God, you just made my whole weekend. I can't believe it. I didn't even think of that. I didn't think that he could still be alive. And anyways, so
it's kind of like the what is it, the final scene of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It's like they ride off in the sunset and they're assumed to die, but they don't confirm like for certain, like
You'll have to read the book, man. The story it's a very complex plot that you'll love the story and you'll get sucked into that world as you read, and there's so much there to keep you reading. But it's just such a complex plot. The way my mind works as a writer, the one thing that all my books have in common is a very complex plot twist that'll kind of shock you at the end. You don't see it coming. You might think you got it figured out, but you don't. Nobody's ever figured out my book. Not one person. No one's even come close. And at the end, they're just like, "Holy shit, dude! I did not see that coming." But anyway, so you have to read them. Check them out. They're if you like that type of thing.
Yeah, man. I'll definitely read it. You got a few folks here that went and got your book while we were having this conversation. So
that bought the book.
Yeah. Cool. So guys, when you read it, we got to report back. Maybe we'll have Gunnar back on, and we'll talk about
read the books, and I'd be happy to come on. And that's what I love. I love when somebody comes out and they actually read it. I know the response. Again, it's not a braggy type of thing. It's just one of those things. You get, and when you have the same response from 5 people, it's one thing. When you have the same response from 500 people, then it tells you another thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same response. I know I'm very talented at what I do as a writer, and I'm trying to pat my own back. And I mean, I'm bad at most things. I'm not good at most things. And I'm okay at a couple things. I'm great as a writer, but everything else I'm pretty much bad. I'm not good at. But that's the one thing I'm very good at. And I actually am a writing coach or a writer coach. I coach writers. So you read my book. If you ever thought about writing, and you were like, "Well, I've been thinking about writing, possibly, I'm getting a coach to help me write a book." I said, "Well, read my books and get back to me and tell me if you think I'm qualified to be a writing coach." And they come right back and they're like, "Holy shit, dude! Like you're definitely qualified to be a writing coach." And like you did this without a natural raw talent, no school, no nothing. So
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. And I mean, I think it's cool because it's like you came on. That's kind of what I mentioned. Like, the videos I watch, the streams that I watch. And it was kind of cool too to see you like on the stream talking to your peoples and like interacting, with your girl, with your wife, and I admire that because it's just like it's just authentic, right? And authenticity is one of the most important things. And hearing you come on and say like, yeah, I was a bad dude. I did this shit and it was bad, and but I'm good at this. I don't think that's like bragging or anything like that. I think
well,
it's
I mean, it's like I was a bad dude. I want you to know something. Like I was a bad guy. I never saw myself as a bad guy. I always saw myself because I had a good heart and I was kind, helping an old lady across the street kind of guy. But I was
Mhm.
capable of doing a lot of bad stuff with no remorse, which is sick. And it's a bad thing. And then I went to prison and said, I don't want to be that guy anymore. And then I said, God, take that guy and replace him with somebody else. And God did. Jesus is what he did. He replaced it with
Yeah.
Jesus in my heart and made me change my whole life and how I saw the world. And then now I can go back and tell these crazy war stories from my life. You guys go to my YouTube channel, Gunner Detroit. You can go to YouTube. I have 318 shows or something like that. Out of that 318 shows, about 250 of them are me telling crazy ass stories from my life before I went to prison. And I was involved in some crazy stuff. And then not a lot of it's like high level mob stuff at all. It's low level mob stuff. It's street level mob stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's the stuff that you don't usually hear about. Mob stuff. Like this is a day to day Sopranos episode type of stuff. Just stuff like that. That's what I do. So that's what you'll hear. But the main purpose of me sharing all that is so you can look at me now and go, so here's the dude who did all this crazy ass gangster stuff. I went to prison for extortion, bank robbery, armed robbery, kidnapping, on and on and on. And all of a sudden you see me now, and if you look at my YouTube channel, look at some of my personal channel posts, I'm out fishing, I'm out hunting, I'm out four-wheeling, I live in the woods. I live way out in the middle of nowhere. I live 5 hours north of Detroit in the wilderness on 20 acres in the woods, beautiful little home.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I have 4 cats, no dogs, and that's the life I live. So I was able to turn my life around, and so the
Mhm.
purpose of my YouTube channel is not to really glorify or edify the that old lifestyle, or but really to say, look, at change is possible. If I can do it, you can. Anyone can.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
that's the purpose, anyways. If I could I change and write novels and become the CEO of my own apparel company and get a radio show and all this, and I'm only a few years out of prison, man. I got a late start, you could say, but I've
Yeah.
got things going on in the burner in the hopper that could go any day. I'd get a movie deal from my book. Somebody was on somebody from NBC Studios was on my website a couple days ago.
Damn.
Yeah, you can track them. So they
Yeah.
were there a couple times. It's not the
It-
first time, but I've had
it's
some people looking.
that's crazy. I love the come up story, right? Like the turnaround. I work with an organization in my area that works with kids that are in JDC. So I get to go talk to them, share, you know, who I was,
Yeah.
what I did, how I kind of got out of that life and, changed, made better decisions, become a better person. And you don't typically hear that, right? Like if you and I were to sit down and tell stories about most of the people that we were involved, and I mean, let me stop. Your story is way different than mine, right? I'm just saying, like for people that may have like done dirt, most of those stories don't end up like that. Like they're typically dead in jail or still doing dirt. So
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what happens. I mean, not everybody though. I mean, you could turn a lot of people turn it around, and I think the unsung heroes are the ones that turn it around, man. That's why on my YouTube show, that's why I'm having you on my YouTube show. That's why I'm having regular Joes. No, I'm not. I don't mean this. I don't mean that to be like a derogatory thing, but regular Joes. Not
Yeah.
because I had basically every famous mobster that's alive today, like that, who's cooperated. Most of them all ratted, but they're now on YouTube and doing interviews, whatever. Had them all on my show. And I've
Right.
had some actors, and like I said, I had Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator on my show, uh, RVD, the wrestler, on my show, Louis Lombardi from The Sopranos on my show. But to me, the real like special stories are the ones that come from the guys who were dragged through the mud, left for dead, and climbed out of that hole and reclaimed their life. And now they're raising their kids and they got a good job and they're winning. You don't have to be famous for that. You know what I'm saying? But if if you previously were a heroin addict or a
Mhm.
raging alcoholic drunk who lost your kids and your job and everything, and on the street, homeless, whatever, and now today you got a Mercedes and a $500,000 house and $100,000 a year job, whatever. You're a freaking hero, bro. Your story needs to be told. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I always think, like looking at people that have come out of that and made their life better. Like the way I look at it is like, you know, being able to impact others, right? And stories impact others. You telling your story and what you're doing, having people on and kind of telling the stories of like breaking through that shit and accomplishing shit is huge. And now other people that may be facing challenges like that, similar challenges, or maybe getting high, maybe drinking, realize that they can beat it. Because I cannot tell you how many people, you know, like not to exaggerate, like may quite literally take a gun out of their mouth and be like, "Damn, like I could conquer this shit." That may be a little dramatic, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, when you're in that shit, man, sometimes, like I mentioned, I was a heroin addict, for years and got 11 years clean. And
Well done.
thank you, man. I appreciate that. And it's a dirty game, man. And I'm surprised that I made it through that shit. But
Yeah, me too. But listen, save that for our show tomorrow. We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
record
yeah.
right Thursday. We're gonna record Thursday.
Yep, yep. Thursday,
Okay,
two
good.
o'clock.
That's
Yep.
what I want to hear. Whatever. I mean, you're right, dude. The unsung heroes are the ones that who beat that monster, man. And those are the stories I'm looking to extract from regular Joes or whatever. Because I mean, I'm not saying that like my friend Louis Lombardi from The Sopranos. He's got a great story, man. He was kind of a chubby kid from the Bronx. Um, he wanted to be an actor. He told his friends he grew up among gangsters, grew up around mobsters. They all were mobsters, everybody. He said, I'm going to be an actor. They laughed at him, called him from, are you kidding? Get the frick out of here with that bullshit. Well, he went and did it. Ended up on one of the biggest shows in history.
Yeah.
So that's gangster to me, doing stuff like that. But doesn't mean you have to be on the biggest show in history to leave your mark. You know what I'm saying? As a human being, you know.
Oh yeah. I do want to hit on something though that you touched on. Um, you'd been shot before. You've been shot actually more than once.
You never shot twice.
Okay. So some of the things that, and I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm glad that you're still here. Um, some of the things that we talk about here are like we pulled a video. I'm not sure if you've seen recently. There was pretty much a massacre in um, uh, Puerto Rico, and dudes just got wet up, drive by. They all have machine guns, just wipe
Three
them
guys
out.
get wasted.
Yeah, it was four guys. Basically, they had a security car pull up, park, and watch them, and then they had the assault car pull up and just what burst midsection. I mean, they hit him up in the torso, the like
I
lower
thought it was
torso.
three guys. It didn't like one of the guys, the store owner guy, walked in the store. So
Yeah, that was the first thing I looked at too. I was like, man, I don't know
the
that
store owner
dude.
set it up. What do you mean? The whole thing
Yeah,
was set. So that was his. When the store owner guy already had told him, when I turn around and walk in this freaking thing, let them have it, and they
yeah.
did.
Or he saw the blue car or the red
Mhm.
car, and then he was like, "Oh, it's about to pop off." So I saw him with his hand like this, and I thought he was on the phone, and I was like, "Bro, he's right there." Like he walks away, the shooting happens, and he walks right back. Like, come on. So the first thing I thought of was like, dude, set it up.
Yeah, of course.
So it probably was, but we kind of evaluate things like that. We have in the past. It's not something we do on the regular on the channel, but when we have the opportunity, we review situations like that, and we're like, damn, okay, what kind of takeaways you take from it? Like, what things like they didn't have any awareness. They weren't even present, right? They were looking down, looking at their phones, looking at each other, handing food and drinks to each other, and
I'll tell you one thing that I think people don't realize in that particular situation. I think they were cornered. I think where the cars came from on the left side, there must have
yeah,
been a wall behind them where it just came, because none of them tried to run.
yeah,
So they just
yeah,
lay there and got lit up.
yeah, and it was kind of I rewatched it a few times, and it's graphic. I mean, it's graphic in general, but at the end, it's very graphic. And so, learning from these types of things is important. What happened in the instances that I remember you talking about a shooting that you were present to? I don't remember exactly, but it was a chick and a black dude. Someone got shot. But if you want to talk about other instances too, that'd be cool too. But from your incident specifically, like what happened?
I don't know. I've been in 6 different gunfights, so 7 actually. So twice I've been shot. A couple robberies gone bad. A couple times I was doing the robbery. A couple times they were doing the robbery. I think the one you might be referring to, this is the first time I got shot, was I was walking out of a house, and I just brought some weed to this girl, a black girl. And then so I had left my moped kind of around the corner. I was only 15. Gunfight. This is back in the 80s, like late 80s. Crack epidemic, real bad in this particular area of the ghetto. They just would fight over crack corners. They fight over the corners. I noticed when I pulled up, they were already kind of arguing or whatever. I didn't care. I just walked in and, like gave this girl a bag of weed, rolled a joint, took a couple of hits, said, "All right, I'm out of here." And then I went to walk back out, and gunfight break out. It really wasn't a gunfight. I just heard yelling and looked right about the time I looked over, saw a guy. He has uh, a double barrel shotgun, sawed off, and
Mm,
just blasts the guy right in the chest. Boom. And we're talking across the street from me. So it's like there. And all about at that moment, all hell breaks loose, because there's like 10 guys on this corner, on the next corner down. And, there's 2 houses between one corner and the next corner. Well, my
mhm,
moped was around the corner. So I'm literally right in the middle of this gun battle. You see what I'm
damn,
saying? There was 2 corners. The dude who got blasted was on this corner, and my moped's right in the middle, and then other guys on the other corner. As soon as this guy blasts this dude, everybody started shooting. So I
damn,
run to my moped thinking I got to get the frick out of here. Not going to shoot at me. And I thought I tripped on something and fell, but in fact I had been shot in the shin. And then I just jumped on my moped and drove about freaking 8 miles before I even knew I was hit. And I just thought I tripped on a I don't know where you live. Do they have those cables that hold up the telephone pole?
yeah, yeah.
You can't really see them. They're just kind
I
of there.
come down to the angle.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I was running. I was running. I thought I just tripped on that. Boom.
Yeah,
Didn't realize I took a slug in the shin. Um,
damn.
our dad took me to the hospital. They dug it out. I was fine. And then the irony is, like 10 years later, I was robbing a dude, some black dude, for I think $3,500 is what it was. I bought an ounce of heroin from him, but I didn't really like the dude. And I'm like, I'm just gonna get this mother effer. So as soon as he takes the money, he puts it in his coat. He turns around to walk away, and I said, "Give me the coat," you know. And so when he goes to slip off his coat, somehow he pulls out a pistol. And I'm stupid because I'm more looking around. It's broad daylight. I'm kind of looking to see if there's witnesses, whatever, not paying close enough attention. This dude pulls out a mag and he starts shooting as his hand's coming up. So he's like in front of me. I grab the coat from him, and all of a sudden he like goes, and all of a sudden I hear pop, 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 pop. He starts lighting, like he started low. Pop,
Like
pop, pop, pop,
on
pop,
the
pop,
way
pop,
out.
pop, pop. Yeah, exactly. Pop, 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 coming up. And I felt this time, I felt it definitely hit me in the shin. And right when it got to about where my chest is, the gun jammed.
Damn.
So I pulled my pistol out and freaking let him have it. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you want to listen? You want to hear? I'm going to give you the craziest gun battle story I had. But that was one where clearly, somebody wanted me to live. But another time, I was, take these nerdy ass glasses off, don't take me serious. I was buying an ounce of coke from these black dudes who I've been dealing with for a while. I trusted them. I liked them. They were all right. They knew I carried a pistol. They knew I was freaking crazy John Wayne, mob guy, whatever. Had my gun out. They told me $750. I think I was buying an ounce for $600 every day. Almost every day by an ounce, and I was selling it to my cousin out in the suburbs, and I make $400. I buy it for $600 and sell it for $1,000, so I make $400 every day. And on this day, he's like $750. I'm like, I'm not paying $750 for it. Yeah, I drive around the corner, get it from 5 different people for freaking $657. I'm not paying $750 or whatever you want. Might have been $800. So he's like, all right, I'm going to the house and make it up. So I'm parked in my girlfriend's car, which I felt something's kind of funny, man. I sensed something was up. So I backed her car up a little bit so I had room to take off if I need to. Left the car neutral. She had a Probe GT Turbo. And I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm kind of watching this house, and there's guys coming and going. They had a dope house across the street, too. So there's guys who are coming and going, whatever. All of a sudden, like 15 minutes, like I hit the horn, and he comes to the door. He's like, hold on a second. I said, what the fuck, man? You got time for this, bro? I'm a freaking white dude in the ghetto of Detroit sitting there parked in a brand new freaking white car, Probe GT Turbo.
Yeah, fuck that.
So I felt, so anyhow, he gets in the car and he goes, I need 800. And I said, what the are you talking about, bro? And right about that moment, because my window was down about this far, this side. Right about that moment, I felt, don't move, mother effer. That's what I felt. I felt this, don't move, mother effer. And I look and I see the guy's got a gun. But my first initial instinct was they're joking, like he's playing with me. And that's just one of his boys, messing with me. What's up? Don't move, mother effer. And then he goes to rack one in the chamber, though. And he goes, and it goes to rack one in, and it jams. The gun jams. Now, I react, survival kicks in. And just fast, don't move, mother effer. And I look and he goes, and then I go, all in one motion. I grab his gun, pull out my gun, looking at the guy in the passenger seat because I don't know if he's got a gun, if he's pulling a gun. So all real fast, I was about to freaking let him have it. He dove out of the car, and then the other guy's like, I got his wrist twisted. He's like, how much? I pull the gun out, put anywhere I think his head is, pull the trigger, boom. He lets go. The gun falls into the back seat, and I freaking throw it and drive, take off. Get about 3 houses down in here, one shot, bang, one shot, fire at me. I don't know who it. I'm so mad and worked up at this point. I slam on brakes, pull up in the driveway across the street, 3 houses down, and start aiming and start shooting at it. Like I'm target shooting now. Bam, 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 bam. As they're running and ducking behind cars, I'm shooting out windows. They're all running. And the dude that I shot, or if I hit him or whatever, I don't think I killed him because I might have hit him up here or something. But because where I shot and he would have dropped if it was a headshot, because now he had crawled behind the car. So I mean, he would have been in front of the car that was behind me. You know what I'm saying? He would have dropped right here by my back tire. when I pulled off, he'd be sitting in front of it. When I looked back, he was like shimmying under the back of the car because I was shooting
Man,
at,
you could
shooting
have
at.
grazed him, or even if just the muzzle blast, like I'll tell you, man, the human body is crazy, right? Like one of my friends commit suicide. I mean, I have a bunch of friends that commit suicide when I was growing up, and this family, their great grandfather, grandfather, father, and all of the boys, every single one of them commit suicide throughout their lives. Bipolar, all the men in the family were bipolar, and it was like generational. And to this day, the only people that are left in the family are the few girls. But most of them hung themselves. But the one dude that shot himself in the head with a, I think it was either a 30-06 or 308, but he shot himself in the head. And after he shot himself, he walked downstairs. He got up, walked downstairs, and said goodbye to his mother, and then fell down and bled out. And, like the human body is so resilient. Like you never know what someone is capable of doing, even with some part of them
I mean,
still ticking.
if you're in you're a gun thing, my dad's a gun dealer. I am too. A lot of it's bullet placement, because that's just a
Yeah,
fluke freak thing. I could put a 22 to the side of your head and pull the trigger, and you ain't taking a step.
yeah, yeah,
So it just doesn't. It's all matter where that bullet goes. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
shot a deer this year with my crossbow at 30 yards, double lunged it. Deer didn't bleed a drop.
damn,
And no, you shoot. I've shot. Usually, you shoot deer double long, and there's a blood freaking red carpet for 100 yards. But
yeah,
this deer didn't. It dropped one little drop of blood this big, and then that was it. So it's all about what I'm saying. This bullet placement. You just don't know.
yeah,
But the odds are, if you get hit with a 30-06 in the head, it's game over. Not saying it wasn't the case. It's a fluke freak thing,
yeah,
but for the most part, we could shoot human beings in the head 1,000 times, and probably 999.9% of those people are dead. Because
yeah,
a 30-06 or 308, either one, they're high powered rifles. Don't
yeah.
take much.
Yeah, it had removed a large portion
I'm sure.
of his head from what I was told.
Just didn't get
Think,
the brain the way it's, you know what I'm saying? Didn't get his
yeah,
brain.
I
So
think it was just like you said, shot placement, right? Like where but damn, that's crazy. Hey, I don't know, for everyone out there, if you have not heard a firearm go off in the confinement of a vehicle, you don't even hear it. Your ears just go right
right.
away. Like that shit just turns off. It's
Dude, I've
loud.
had so many more than I care to think about guns going off in close proximity to me.
Yeah,
Um, just
it's crazy. People, when most people experience shooting, they shoot at the range, or they shoot outdoors. They have hearing protection. Um, hearing rounds go off in a very, closely confined area is just like deafening. That's the only word I can think of. It is just,
for me, whenever I was in the heat of the moment, and the fights and gun shoot and all that, I really didn't even register the sound. It was more
yeah,
like fight or flight type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where I was just thinking survive. I had a guy one time. I shot him through the back seat of my car. I had a gun already on him and knew he was probably going to try and rob me. So when he started reaching, I just shot him through the seat, went through him and went through the door. My girlfriend's Bronco. He jumped out of a moving car. Boom. But that wasn't that loud because it was a Llama 45. I had him in the back seat and just kind of had it up against the back seat. Blah.
damn,
As soon as I shot it, I did, by the way, get his dope too.
damn.
I grabbed it after I shot him because he was fumbling to get the seatbelt off or whatever. But anyways, yeah,
Damn, bro.
a lot of bad stuff, man. Well, listen, I gotta get to bed, man. My wife is gonna
Yeah.
wants to snuggle with me. She wasn't feeling too good today. But is there anything else that you want to ask before I go?
I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you coming on, kind of walking me through everything. I'd love to have you back on and kind of dig in a little bit deeper. That
Oh yeah.
you got crazy history, man, and to see how much you just turned everything around, and you know, are
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. Have you ever done any prison time?
not anything serious.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff we didn't talk about. I didn't talk about prison. We didn't even talk about my crazy ass dad, who's a gun dealer, and how I grew up around guns and shooting, and because I know you're a shooter and you like guns stuff. So you
Mhm.
can always cram me back on. We can talk. But I hope your channel grows and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the reason I did this. Just so simply like, hey, listen, my wife said the same thing. She's like, well, you were at 2000, when at some point subs and
Yeah,
you and people came on your show, Chris Hansen and Louis Lombardi. I'm like, who are you to, I'm like, yeah, I always try to help a guy. Normally, like these, I get migraine headaches. Like right now, I got a migraine headache, and it's just late. All the talking makes my head hurt. So typically, I
yeah,
don't like to talk or tell these stories or get into a conversation this late at night because my head's pounding. But whatever, I mean, happy to do it. You're a nice guy. You seem like a good kid with a good channel. So hopefully, I can help provide you with some good content that'll help you grow your channel and
I
build.
appreciate that, man. I do, and my community appreciates it too, man. And you already got some folks, picking up your book. And yeah, if you want to, one last time, go ahead and plug, your channel, your clothing line, your books, and all that, and then I'll let you nurse that migraine.
Thank you, man. I
Yeah,
so if you guys like some kind of crazy ass street stories, um, with a good ending, winning, they're not going to end with me cooperating or nothing like that. Go to my YouTube channel. I tell a couple hundred crazy ass street stories. Some are crazier than others. Just today I released a show where I was just talking about how this scumbag kid from the neighborhood broke into my house and stole my $1,000 jacket, and I tracked him down with a baseball bat and freaking. I never got him, but his stepdad got the coat back for me. But it's just, I guess, part of the deal is just telling a good story. You know what I'm saying? So I just tell all these crazy stories. Some of them are mafia related, some aren't. But check them out. My shows are pretty good. A lot of people, I have so many people telling me all the time, like, how you not have 1 million subscribers? I don't know. And what am I doing wrong? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. But so check my channel out. It's at Gunner Detroit. So just Gunner Detroit on YouTube. And then my website, which is where you can find everything, my novels, my apparel line, because my apparel is our thing. Can you see it? Mine says Detroit because I'm from Detroit, but yours would say Carolina or wherever you're from. You know what I'm saying? And so you can
nice.
always we sell every city, every major city. We there?
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to zoom in on the
Yeah, yeah,
headphones.
thank you. So and again, we have tracksuits, leather jackets, all kinds of dope stuff. And ourthingapparel.com. You can catch my website though. Catch that website from my personal website. So just go to Gunner Detroit, and then my novels. If you like to read, check out here. I'm going to do something nice for you. And here's the thing. Check out my books, To Be a King, Volume 1 and 2. I recommend reading the reviews first. But I also have some books from a friend of mine called If a Wicked Man. This is about a British gangster, right? I know it sounds crazy. A British gangster. This guy was a real deal British badass gangster. He went to prison like 12 years, found God, wrote a book, and it's really incredible story because he's become like he's now a missionary and he travels all over the world, 29 countries, never had to work a day since he get been in prison and found God. Anyways, this book here, If a Wicked Man, if you want this book, email me at gunnerdetroit@gmail.com. So if you want to just email me at gunnerdetroit or gunnerdetroit@gmail.com, I will pay the shipping and I'll send you this book because I got like 10 of them. So it's a good book. Trust me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't try to I wouldn't sell you in a bull crap, 100%. If you like that type of thing, you're going to love that book. It's an incredible story. It needs to be told. I have no problem paying the shipping for you or anyone else. If you want it, I'd be happy to send it. So,
dude, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. I'm pulling
yeah,
up
I'll
your
send you
email
one
right
too, bro.
now. Yeah, I'm a literally pull you up right now and send a send an email, man. Thank you, man, and I appreciate you coming on the channel. I am gonna stick around for a little bit, just talk to my folks, but you're
All right,
welcome back
man.
on anytime, and I'll be on your. So we're recording on Thursday?
Thursday at 2, yeah?
Okay, and you're gonna do it, so it won't be a live show.
Yeah, no. I'm just recording.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Awesome,
man.
man. Well, Gunnar, thank you so much. Go nurse that migraine, and thank you for spending your time with us, man.
You're welcome, man. Have a good one, bro. Nice talking.
All right, brother. You too. Take care.
All right.
Later. Damn, that was crazy. I think he may have forgot to turn his joint off. Let me get him out of here. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Damn, that was crazy. Hold up, and while we're here, hold up. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was kind of dope. I mean, having first off, Sport Brand. Thank you for the introduction. I know, that's your hood, and having somebody that's that like this dude is well known. Like he was like the enforcer that you don't want to see. Like legends were talked about this dude. Like damn, like you may have Gunner and so coming at you if you do X, Y, and Z. um, yeah, I just it's dope to have him on, man. That's cool as shit. And watching some of his live streams and some of his videos, they're nuts, man. They're filled with stories that are crazy, but also just like funny. And when you have the opportunity to like just listen to the story and kind of hindsight being 2020, you get to evaluate situations that, like, if God forbid you ever end up in a situation like that, you also, you know, kind of get to perfect your skills for self-preservation. So, um, I don't know specifically. I don't want to speak on it. Gerchop, what's up though, Gerchop? Um, he had said, actually, you know what? Yeah, there you go. Sport Brand could say, because I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth. There was a particular family name he mentioned at the beginning of the stream. If you want to go back, you're welcome to. And also, there were some other, family names he mentioned that he was kind of like related to. Um, no, Flying Rich. So I won't be staying on another 90 minutes. And this is kind of funny because I have Gunner on, right? Gunner's coming on and saying like, you know, I did all these things. I did 13 years in prison, and I wrote these books, and I mean, to have him on while I'm talking to, we're talking about guests coming on, right? I had the opportunity to meet Steve Murphy, the dude that the agent that arrested Pablo Escobar with Javier Pena, and he's going to be a guest on the show too. And I'm sitting here like, damn, like how am I going to have Gunner on, right? Albeit he's changed man, he's doing good, you know, and then have an FBI agent, or I'm sorry, DEA agent, retired DEA agent, and I don't know, it was cool. I mean, that's some raw ass shit, man, and yeah, that was there's almost like not words for that shit. Yeah, Jake the Great, you'll like it on the rewatch, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't really paying attention to chat, man. I was just so like in the conversation. Uh, and people think I'm crazy for always having some form of ear protection. You got to keep your ears on you, man, because I mean, if you need to pick up, so actually somebody asked about this earlier. So somebody asked what kind of ears you run. Um, Personally, I like the Peltors. These are not the Bluetooth ones. These are like the $80 ones that you can connect your you know um, mic to, or your headphones to your phone, so you can actually. And for people coming in, I'm not pulling a CRS, as some people mentioned. This is the Christmas ugly sweater fitted cap that I'm rocking. So I gotta represent for the Christmas time. But so these, you got your superhuman hearing, right? So you turn them joints up and it amplifies. Obviously, I'm sure most of y'all know what Peltors are. It amplifies all the ambient noise, but when there's a noise that's beyond a certain decibel rating, it blocks it out. And even if you are wearing these and you clap, you'll be able to, it blocks that out too. Um, Being able to rock these and play, something from your phone or whatever, that's dope. Plus, you can run your comms through here too, so you can actually connect your Baofeng or whatever to it as well. Um, yeah, it's good shit, man. Get Peltors. Um, ColumbusCo.org department/airport. What in the hell is that? Look dark, hollow point, tip, TIP. I don't get it. What did I miss? And I know obviously people came in here and rent earplugs. Yeah, I used to be that dude that would just rent eyes and ears at the range. Don't do that. Um, so these were $79.99, and I've literally done podcasts and streams. What the fuck? Woo! Yeet. I've literally done podcasts and streams with these. I took the cord from my Beats because they have the mic in them, plugged it up, put these joints on, and then I did the whole Hank Strange show wearing Peltors. And they're like, "What are you going shooting? Like, what's the deal?" Um, but dude, they're just great, man. Like you can hear like everything so well. It gives you like superhuman hearing and superhuman hearing protection. It's the best of both worlds. Plus, you run a can on your shit too, so it's got to be quiet. Um, so in the back, we got a few friends in the lineup. Um, I'll let y'all, if you want, you can go back and pause on it. My lights are like dead back here. Come on. Yeah, these things are toast. This is my dumbass got battery operated lights for the back, man. Tripping. I was asking him about Hoffa because he kind of dissed Frank Sheeran's claim. So if he was a made man, he would know something. Yeah, I don't know. I pulled up the comment, but it looked like he read it like renting a mouth guard. Damn, bro. Yeah, don't rent a mouth guard. Yeah, no, $79 is not bad at all. And it's still $79. So just evaluate your gear, right? Like review your gear, look at what you got, what you want, what you need. And always put like I'll put it like this. And it's so funny because like people are going to come in and they're going to evaluate me in this channel based off what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, who I'm interviewing. And, people came in and, started talking shit that I had Gunner on the channel, and really like, I don't give a fuck because I think it's good, healthy, positive information. We're not all going to be on the same page. Like, I wasn't expecting Gunner to come in and start talking about MK Ultra, so I just think that like we need to be the best way to say it would be reserve your judgment, right? Like judgment of others does not belong to you. So is the focus of this channel still becoming better, and that can mean a lot of different things, right? It could be you know becoming a better builder, right? Building more shit with more with a higher level of skill, becoming a better person, right? At the end of each stream, you all know the same shit that I say every single time I end a stream. That's what I'm about. And yeah, I don't know. You know what? Anyway, I don't give a fuck. People are gonna always think something, and they're gonna think that whatever. Fuck them. Moving along. So what I was gonna say is evaluate your gear based off what you should have, what you must have, and what you or no could, should, and must. So what you could have, what you should have, and what you must have. Like nods for me is not a must have. It's not a should have. It's a could have. Even though I could take a big portion, even without spending $1, I could take a portion of what I got and flip some shit and get some nods and some pecs and do all that shit. But it's all good. DLD after dark, better day after day, bro. Hell yeah. There was an old slogan for, I think it was Verizon. It was make progress every day. And although it's so like stupid to think like, oh, you're quoting a shitty, well, it's not a shitty ass company, but you're quoting a phone company, and at that, like an ad from like 1+ decade, probably damn near 2 decades ago. Um, make progress every day, right? Don't just be busy, like be productive, achieve shit. And I'm proud to see somebody turn their life around and start achieving shit. And yeah, I'm gonna eat a motherfucking breakfast burrito on stream. Uncle man, somebody spell Peltors for me. You just did. Right. Drop the S, brother. Range guard. Yeah, these are the range guard. So I have a few guests set up. The next few shows are going to be dope. I got Diesel TV coming on here. Yeah, remember, so Peltors are plural or in the possessive form, like you're talking about them. It's the brand is Peltor though, Peltor, and they're what all the high speed operators use. So you must use it as well. The belt holder. Oh yeah. John Crump, what's up, brother? Good to have you back. So we're going to talk about a couple things. Number one, Goodwill is awesome, Smirker. I'm all about the burrito. Oh yeah. It ain't crow. If it ain't crow, don't fix it. Diesel is cool. The officer. Yep. Cops and robbers. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was low key thinking today that like my channel was getting like straight canceled because when I looked through my shit, I saw some green dollar signs, some yellow dollar signs, and I refreshed it, and then it was like a whole bunch of red ones, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm about to, like my shit's about to get strikes. I'm about to get and then I refreshed it, and it was like some yellow, some red, and I was like, red? Why? I don't. I've only gotten red like one time. Like what the hell? And actually, we're gonna John Rice make your MPVS 14. There's some new shit coming out. Sport Brand had I mentioned it. Yes, S2 Underground is the shit. Flying Rich, tag me in. I'm probably gonna end it in a minute, brother. I think I'm going to start cutting down the amount of time streaming. Not that I don't want you to come in and party. Diesel and his cigars. Yeah, he's all about those cigars. So I'm sorry. I'll go back. So the 18th. That is this coming up Saturday. Myself. Well, I'll start it like this. I'm going out to Oaks, Pennsylvania, for a gun show that JSD is going to be there. Flying Rich is going to be there. John Crump is going to be there. Putang is going to be there. P.D. Ralph is going to be there. DLD, can you talk about the gun show being in Philadelphia, which murder rate is sky high? Do you know about CCW reciprocity in PA? Beautiful question, man. This is a great segue. Thank you, Martin Kaminsky. Let's discuss that. So I actually learned a little bit about their laws. Allow me to inform you. Hang on. I know, Skip. See, Skip knows the deal, man. You know the deal. Let's start doing another party stream. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. So, so here's the deal, because I can't really eat a burrito and talk about this at the same time and vape. It's tough, man. It's hard out here for time. Okay, so Oaks, Pennsylvania, on the 18th. So me, John Crump, Flying Rich, Putang, P.A.D. Ralph, Shooting Gallery New England. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Flying Rich, John Crump. Shit, who else? Am I tripping? A lot of people. A lot of people are going to be there. Oaks, Pennsylvania, on the 18th. And JSD is going to be there. There's also going to be like a whole bunch of speakers. There's going to be like a 3D printing thing. Apparently, Chairman Juan is going to be there too. And 3D print. I can't remember the guy's name. One of you guys that may be Simon. The channel in general is good. Which channel? When the Cadillac and gas money spent. See, you know, Jake the Great, you know. So we're going to be there the whole day, right? I'm going to be, you know, there shaking hands and kissing babies and, you know, kissing hands and shaking babies. And basically spending the day with JSD, but they're going to have a lot of activities there. They're actually having a P80 like building time, like there's going to be, I think they're capping it at 10 people, because if we start going crazy and people are like cranking out like 12 lowers, like that would be like manufacturing on a higher level. So I think they're doing somebody just kind of walking people through the process, and they're going to be, you know, kind of walking people through the tips and tricks and best practices for you know, building a P80. 3D print general. I don't think it's him. Oh, S2 Underground. Yes, that channel is excellent. S2 Underground is great shit. Well researched, well documented. Dudes, you know, high speed as fuck. I'm all about that shit. Whoop that trick. Get him. Yep. I'll be getting there at noon and leaving at 2. I'm just playing. I'll stay for the whole day. May be able to hit up on my way to visit family on Xmas. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Dude, I would love to see you. House cat. Whoa, DLD After Dark. Walter P380 asked if you printed up business cards. What? Okay, so something is going on. Did somebody ban Walter? Can one of the mods, or can all of the mods look to see if somebody accidentally hid Walter from this channel? Because I can't see any of his chats. I cannot interact with him on other channels. And when I go to like and heart his comments, it won't let me. So something happened. He's probably talking about metal business cards he's probably joking about metal business cards. And yeah, I ain't gonna do that. Hold on, let's see. Kissing shakes and handing babies. Oh, I don't even, yeah, that sounds bad. I asked someone for their business card the other day, and they didn't have one, and they looked like amateurs to me. Got it. So there is an idea for all you guys that are in business. The the idea of a business card. So when you give a business card to somebody, right? Because not everybody may have been like um, ready to do business, right? Most business cards will end up like a lot of the business cards here, thrown to the side, in the trash. Um, so, Bacon, do me a favor, click on him and see if you may be able to see him as a mod, but I, for some reason, can't see him as the creator, and it's annoying as shit. And Walter, if you're out there, brother, I love you, and I'm not ignoring you. Literally, an FFL and SOT guy. We hit it off, and he did not have a business card for me. Yeah, yeah, it's not. It's not good. But the funny thing is, well, so Joe Morris, they only show top chat to the creator when you're doing a live stream, but this is in other people's channels too. So if I go to him in other people's channels, then I cannot see him. It's crazy. Walter P380. Yep. So if someone says, I'd love to use your services, or I'd love to get in touch with you, or I'd love to whatever, could I have your card? You go, oh, you know what? I don't have a business card on me, but let me take down your information, and then I'll send you a text, and that way we can exchange info. That way, you get their information, you get to retain that information, and then you are the one in control that can call, follow up, solicit for business or whatever. It's just giving them a business card. Although that situation, what you're referring to, Chuck Norris, is different, right? But for any type of like sales or growth and development of a business, uh, it gives you that power. It gives you the position of, I'm going to be the one that calls, I'm going to be the one that follows up, and even if you don't pick up, even if you don't call back, I will continue to call. I will continue contacting you until you either pick up and tell me to off, or you use my services. And I know to a lot of you guys that may sound extreme, but I would be doing these people a disservice if they used another organization that is going to treat them unfairly, that is going to do a terrible job, that is going to charge them more and give them a lower value. I would be a bad person if I allowed that to happen. So I must believe in my business to the point where I know with certainty that I am doing them a disservice if I am not the one that is providing them with service. Um, Steal their data like Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe YouTube doesn't want Walt and us to talk. I'm not sure. Slick Fed move, Dark. Props. Thanks, man. That's the only reason I could get Gunner in here. Because, I all my Fed connections. The regular chat can see him too. My guess is you blocked him on a stream. I looked, man. I didn't block him. I actually, both of us, we checked to see if he blocked me, and I checked to see if I blocked him. Nothing. It's the most bizarre thing, even on my other channel. Let me see real quick. Hold up. Sorry, y'all. Y'all are going to be on the Waka Flocka Flame. Dude, why is this shit like that is constantly on my shit? Low-key. Okay. Okay, hold up. I may have found the issue here. Okay. All right, I'll have to look into it. I'm not trying to bore the shit out of y'all. Yeah. The solution is, Walter, you have to make another account. Sorry, bud. It's all up to you, not me. Oh, shucks. I'll get my torch. Damn it. Gone forever. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be in Oaks, Pennsylvania on the 18th. You may see me out there. I'll be out there the whole day. All right. And I will make sure that I have time for you guys, but I also want to be, making sure that I'm there supporting Jordan and JSD because, they deserve, they deserve to have additional support and help there should they need it. I'll be doing some of the, kind of classes. Like I'll be going in on the 3D print one. I'll be going in on the 80% one. And I'll probably crank out at 80 while I'm there too. And I'm interested in replacing the 26 that I had to bless a family member with. And I had another cool thing happen, and I was kind of torn on if I should say anything about it or not. But basically, a good friend of mine, if you guys look at those videos here, I'll pull them up real quick. I posted some videos. Some of them were, me in the vault, the gun vault, me in the vault doing the, spinning around the lever action. Let me pull this up real quick. Give me 1 sec. Okay, here we go. Oh, did y'all see the pistol red dot joint? Yeah, that was great. Great. All right, hold up. Share screen. All right, we're gonna watch it. Okay, so videos. So in this one, for an example.
You may think that what I'm wearing right now is soft body armor. And I don't blame you, because it looks like soft armor, it feels like soft armor,
but it's rifle armor. Come on.
Let's do it again one more time.
Oh shit, I got me. One more.
These people are going to comment,
I know.
Oh!
So there's a reason I'm showing you all this, and I shall explain in just a moment. Luckily, it was saved by the front side stabbing into the flesh of my hand. I mean, that joint actually did cut me. I guess there's a reason they call it the front sight blade, because that joint is sharp. Okay, so that one, for an example. Where's the other one? Boom. This one right here. What's up, y'all? It's Dark with DLD After Dark here in the Vault at Langley. Just here for my quarterly qualifying as an FBI agent. You all know I'm just fucking with you. All jokes aside, this is my boy's Vault. I actually mentioned this a couple times. He's got a sick wall of long distance guns, close quarter combat rifles, SBRs, shotguns. Got a PS90, got the Barrett, got the MRAD, got the SCAR 17S, got a whole bunch of cans. Got the little lunchbox special. Ooh, that lunchbox special, bro. Pistols. And look at this poison bullet. Oh yeah. And top it off with the beauty. Woo! Damn, look at that thing.
Rainbow Special. Peace.
That thing is beautiful. Okay, so the reason I'm bringing this up is to share with you guys that the reason I was there in the first place is because a friend of mine um, works with Gunbroker for their digital media campaigns and shit like that. And he was like, bro, I would, love to have you come. Me and homie meet at homie's gun vault, and we're just gonna get some footage and get some pictures and all that stuff. And we go through and get a bunch of footage and stuff like that. And he hit me back and he was like, dude, like, you know, you were talking about stuff like, oh, like this was, built in Poland, and it was, brought over from Poland, but, in 2001, they stopped importing them because of X, Y, and Z, and this is Bulgarian, and this is this and that, and these proof marks, this, and he's like, dude, your knowledge, like you're like an encyclopedia of firearms, right? And he was like, I want to have you like come aboard and like help, and I also want to be able to, like I want to be able to use your knowledge, but I also want to be able to compensate you. And I was like, well, I'm not really tripping off like compensation. Like I talk about guns like all day, every day, like for free, like for fun. It's a passion of mine. But he was like, well, no, it wouldn't be out of my pocket. It'd be because I was like, if it's coming out of your pocket, like I don't want the money. And he was like, well, no, it's coming out of Gunbroker's pocket. I was like, well, then yes, I'll take those slave coins. And he was like, God bless Texas indeed. Basically, I'm going to kind of be like helping him with some of the more intricate details to things. And he's going to be, doing almost all of the digital media stuff for Gunbroker. And he said one of the ways he may be able to, return the favor for me, the compensation, would be plugging the channel on Gunbroker. We're talking like in front of millions and millions and millions of people, like game changer. Like that shit would be crazy. And yeah, I mean, I was flattered because it's like, damn, like someone acknowledged you for shit that you know, shit that you do, shit that you love. Like that's cool shit. And I don't know, it feels good. So we started talking about some stuff. We started talking about 80s. We started talking about AKs and ARs and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, so I'm gonna be helping him. I'm gonna be Keanu Reeves versus Dark. Who would win? Man, Keanu can shoot, bro. I don't know. That'd be a tough call. He's giving you a free DBX5. Is that a camera or a mic? I can't remember. Jobs are here. A warm house, electricity, cable, and internet. Texas would be roughing it for me. I bought raw land, ain't shit but some pine trees on it. Damn, bro. There you go. I got some land that I picked out. I'm this close to pulling the trigger on it, man. But I need some other things to fall in place first because, if we're focused on like getting a homestead and building it up, and I feel like I should be on that journey with you guys, and I'm limited to what I can do in my current home. Like in my current home, I can only do so much. And if I were able to have another property that was just raw land, bro, oh, not only like would I be able to create for like generations to come, it would be great content too. Why's my nose squeaking? Y'all hear that? Sorry. Shameless. Yeah. So that's going to be dope because I'll be able to just fuck around with guns and get paid for it. And the payment may just be, having a DLD patch on the picture of a gun in, on a gun broker ad or something like that, which I'm totally cool with, man. Like, I don't give a fuck about money. But yeah, that's exciting and shit. And I got a lot of cool things coming, man. A lot of cool things happening with the channel that are kind of like, oh goodness, that are kind of like going on like behind closed doors, and whistly snot rocket. And I'm excited, man. But do want to give a huge shout out to Film the Process. Exactly, man. Like that would be huge to me. Like the whole thing would have to be documented. I would want to show, everybody, everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm not doing. Like trees would be first, hands down. Trees. I mean, I can reevaluate property later because you need to get soil tests. You need to, yeah. So I'm getting there. I'm not there right now. I'm getting there. Dry nose. Yeah, it is dry as shit. Have a great night, everyone. I'm Audi. Great show with Gunner DLD. Thanks, Band Talk. And Band Talk, I want to get you on here too. And I know that you typically do like 1 o'clock in the morning, which, I mean, honestly, we could probably do too. But I want to have you on too. So, let's set up a time. Hit me up. You could email me, hit me up on Instagram, whatever. But I definitely want to have you on. So, some other things going on with the channel in the background that yeah, it'll be all good shit. It's going to be a positive thing for everyone. Now, fuck, what else was I gonna say? There was something else I was gonna say. Damn, what was I gonna say? Fill me off in chat. Needs to snort a drop of water. Damn, do a waterfall? This is Dark's equivalent to having a smoke detector with a low battery. Yeah, really. Squeaking. Chuck, you have wealth now. I'm in a ball when I'm slightly less poor. I did it without a bank or a mortgage, house cat. The downside is I have to build everything. Yeah, I know that's right. It ain't easy. Wilbur McGillicuddy, DLD After Dark. Is this better blood? Okay. Oh, I eat hundreds of them each night. Now, funny enough, these are actually just fruit snacks. But I take all the black ones and I throw them back in there. These silly blackberry fruit snacks. Sorry, now I'm just talking shit. Night, John Rice. So I do want to give a shout out, though, huge shout out. JSC Supply. JSC Supply has been just so fucking helpful, man, to the stream, to the channel, to the whole community, giving discounts to already way discounted shit, and just being a great person. I mean, Jordan is just a great dude, and I would do anything I can to be a part of that whole thing. And the biggest thing, though, about JSC Supply is, like, it's not just a dude. Like, I've talked to other companies, man. I'll just leave it at that. I've talked to other companies, and you think I talked to the owner about shit? Like, no, I talked to some person that, had a job to, sell lowers for $150. And, Jordan is out here. He is about the cause. He is about the cause. He is about getting as many armed Americans as humanly possible. And I think next time I have him back on the stream, I'm going to ask him some questions that are a little bit more like cringeworthy. Like most people that own companies like him wouldn't answer. And I know he would, but he's a great dude. So number one, JSC Supply. I do have an affiliate link. If you want to support the channel, you can use the affiliate link. If you want to support the channel, you can also, do some other things too, which we can talk about later. But the other company I want to mention is HCM Holsters. Dude, HCM Holsters crushed it with this TLR7 and Glock 19 holster. And tomorrow, I'm finally getting everything out, guys. I'm so sorry with my normal day-to-day business. I've just been so busy, and it's been like almost 2 weeks. I'm so sorry, but I am getting everything out tomorrow. Finally, I'll send tracking numbers to everybody. And yes, he does. He does ship to California. And I'll be getting everything out tomorrow. Actually, fuck it, I don't care. One of those 19 lower, well, not lowers. One of those 80%. One of the P80 PF940Cs was won by someone in Cali, and whatever, I'm gonna send it to them. It's up to them to, to like the rest, like follow the rules and stuff. That's not on me. Just your average Goy, thank you, brother, for the super chat. Fun fact: the Terminator was supposed to be played by O.J. Simpson, but James Cameron thought O.J. didn't make a realistic killer. What? Are you joking, or is that dead ass serious? Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure JSD literally has no restrictions on shipping. Good luck finding a lower parts kit. We actually raffled off, or not raffled. We gave away 2 of them. Yeah, if you need a lower parts kit, holler at me. Bro, if you say we be blowing one more time, like, I'm gonna ban you. I'm just kidding. I would never ban you. Actually, never. I just don't ban people because it's stupid, and I don't want to silence their speech. All I know is that CA is of the devil. That's true, Dark. They even made a poster of OJ. What? Bro, there's no way. So you're telling me that OJ Simpson was supposed to be the first Terminator? Imagine how different. There wouldn't have been a franchise. If OJ Simpson was the first Terminator, there absolutely would not have been a franchise, because it would have been like, oh, like he actually is a kid. Like, damn. Yeah. Now, because it was, things played out the way that it did, he had a franchise, and you know what? Not all of them were good. Some of them were great, and I'll watch most of them. Terminator 2: Judgment Day, pure classic, bro. Pure classic. I love it. Time him out. You won't. No, I won't. Yeah, no. Y'all know me. I don't ban motherfuckers. Bro, I gotta see that poster with OJ. Bro, how sick would that be? I think Keanu Reeves is secretly based and has plans to dismantle the Hollywood elite behind the scenes. Dude, Terminator 1 through 3 was all gas. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I even like, what was it? Terminator, like Revelations or some shit like that. I don't fucking remember, but that was dope. Yeah, I'm sending a fucking P80 to California. So what? Fucking sue me. I don't know. Can you sue me? Is that like, is that possible? I'll ship PMags to Cali. Yeah, I'll ship whatever to whatever. As long as you're making sure that you, as the consumer, follow all local state and federal rules, laws, regulations, restrictions, and sanctions. Make sure that you get legal advice and stuff like that. And if you're looking for legal advice, don't look at me because I don't give any. Genesis, that's what it was. Genesis. That one was dope. I fucks with that. There's laws against suing gun people. Yeah, but I'm not a manufacturer. Statutes. You got to watch them statutes, man. They'll get you. They will get you. Genesis was dope. But I mean, 2 is just the classic, like, apocalypse, man. Like, everyone wanted a gun room like that. So what I'm going to be doing, so funny enough, I was in that vault, that gun vault that y'all saw. I was in that vault, and then I went to go watch the Terminator in the theaters, the newest one. This was, I don't know, a year or 2 ago, whenever the hell it came out. And, in one of the first scenes, they're walking through a vault, and everyone in the theater was like, whoa! And I was like, bro, I was just literally physically in that vault and, like, breaking down and cleaning my carry gun that, like, I'm in here with, and y'all are, like, thinking it's a fantasy, and, like, we were just in one, which is kind of funny. So one of the things that I want to do in my gun room, like right now I have it set up to where I have a gun safe there, a gun safe there, and then I have, like, other stuff throughout, like lockable stuff, ammo cans all throughout, medical and all that. And what I really want to do, and this may be a project that I wait for, like, another property or whatever, but or it may be the homestead project, and this is going to be a big one, so hear me out. So what I want to do is I want to take there's so many different kinds, but the pegboards, they make them, like, specifically for guns. I think they're called, like, what is it? Gun Tech or Volt Tech, Gun Tech, whatever it was. They are basically pegboards that are made exclusively to hold firearms. They make the suppressor sleeves. So just like in that video I showed you guys, you can lay down your suppressors, you can stack up your magazines, they got ones for ammo cans, they got, like, everything exists and is made exclusively for that. So I want to make a wall of that, but I want to get a welder or somebody that can affix them somehow, and I want to build a, like, one solid unit that has steel in the back, and then affix the gun vault stuff, Volt Tech, whatever it is, stuff, Gun Tech, I don't know what it is, but the stuff that's, like, in the background of the Iraqi veteran 8888, that same shit in my boy's vault, exactly like that. Have that in the back, have a piece of steel, and that attached, and then have it be a big ass, like, rectangular box that, like, is large enough that you can, like, almost walk into, but it's it's a cage. The front of it is going to be all, like, that really thick, it looks like chain link, but it's like kind of cross, it's almost like what you see in, like, SWAT like loadout rooms, just like that, to where you can see everything. You can see every single firearm that's up there that's being displayed, but it is behind a solid steel barrier, and you can actually open it up. And what I would do is I would have a fold down steel tabletop, or even if it's, like, steel with, like, wood on the top, that can fold down, so I could actually open up the gates. 2 spots would still be covered, so you can still kind of walk in there a little bit, lean in there at least. And I'm going to set this whole shit up, and I'm going to build it. I'm going to build it myself. Fuck saving lives. When it goes down, I'm the angle of death. Texas for the win. Solvent trips. The ending in T2, holy shit. With his thumb up and shit. As a kid, I took that really serious. His robot dad melted himself. Heartbreaking. I know, bro. Me too. Me too. Let the dead bury the dead. My drive is to assault forward. I just explained solving traps to a friend the other day. His whole face lit up. Guilty After Dark. Tractor Supply has 20 gun safes for $300 on Christmas sale. Picking up another one soon. Nice. And, Gallo Tech. That may be one of them too. Baldwin didn't do anything wrong. It was the armorer's fault. Yeah, man. That's right. I'm thinking it's the revolver's fault, you know? Like, the revolver is the one responsible for discharging that round. Definitely not Baldwin. And then the revolver went and changed his story later. Like, come on. Keep it consistent. So I definitely want to do that. That's a big project, but that will be super dope. And nope, you angle. How did you mount that PCC to the wall behind you? I've been looking for a good solution. So this is super high-tech shit. I don't know if you really want to know because, I can give my secrets away. So that is a Scorpion Evo. And just for any YouTube moderators watching, I'm like 4.5, like 5 feet away from this stuff, okay? Probably more, actually. I'm like 6 feet away from it. So when I go like this, hold on. Like I'm not actually touching it, but it looks like I am. Small versions of it. So I took a command strip, a 16-pound command strip, and then I took a shelf, a small little like 4, 5, 6-inch shelf, and I plopped it up there just to set other shit up there. And I was like, you know what? I wonder if it'll hold a sub gun or a long gun. Put my AR up there and it held it, but it was like, I was like, oh, not gonna do that. And then I was like, I want to line some shit up, some. Usually I'd have the lights back there, but my lights died. Let me see if it'll come back on for me. Oh, look at that. A little light. That was no difference at all. Yeah. There you go. No difference at all. Let me change the batteries. 3M for the win. Yeah, so I literally took a 3M 16-pound command hook and then stuck a shelf to it and then have a Scorpion with a tail hook and a can sitting on it and a primary arms. There's so much primary arms back there, it's not even funny. Actually, there's only 2 units. Yeah. Nobody hears shit. What do you mean? He's probably social distance from the weapon. But I am a green glowy. Ooh. Those are airsoft. See the orange? Duct tape and hot glue. Hey, man, hot glue is a game changer. At least let me be a right angle. What, could y'all not hear me when I just backed up like over here? Can y'all not hear me? Was that what you were talking about? I don't know. I saw you say nobody hears shit. Maybe you were talking about someone else. I don't know. Hot glue is the prime Oh, I know it. And not only that, but different types of epoxies work very well as well. Like this works well, this works well, but that hot glue, man, I don't know. It's like made for it. I could hear you just fine. You tripping on fofos, Paul Wall. Dark, can you reach CRS? Can you teach CRS how to wear a hat? So this is cocked to the side a little bit. I know. I kind of wore it like to be funny, like at a Christmas thing I had today. But then I was like, man, if you take it off, like I can't like, I guess it's not that bad. But now that I've like rocked it, this may be my streaming hat from now on. I may do that. Reach equals teach. Gotcha. Yeah. Rest in peace, Bones. That means he's a Krug. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, we're gonna then wrap it up. You can catch me on voice chat for a bit. I'll be on there with y'all. Last thing I want to say is if you are available to come to the Oaks, Pennsylvania gun show, that's going to be dope. And there's going to be so many people there that that people aren't going to be killing me like my death threat that I got. I don't think they're serious though, because if they were serious, they wouldn't have told me that they were going to do it. Right? That's how I look at it, at least. Okay, now I got it. CRS is an 80s homie. Dark is a 90s homie. We're actually within like a year or two of each other. It's crazy, right? It's just different. Like, we grew up different. That's all it is. But yeah, come to Oaks, Pennsylvania. It's going to be a blast. It's always Christmas. Yeah, I would love to see any of you guys. If I only see one of you guys, if I go there and the only person I see is Bob, I'll still have a blast. Shout out to Bob. He's committed. And make sure we support all the other creators that are coming out there too. I'm having to leave my family for a considerable amount of time to go do this. So I want to make sure that it's worth it. That it's worth it to you guys. We are going to be live streaming from the event, and it's going to be a blast. So I hope anyone that can make it will make it, and if not, we are going to be doing stuff like that in the future. Diesel TV will be on here with me on Thursday. I'm going to be going on Gunner's show tomorrow at 2, but we'll just be recording that, and then he'll play that another day. And also, I'm going on Black Diamond Guns and Gears show as well. And what else? As far as immediate, I think that's the only thing. The P38 Wilbur. I'm glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here. I'm not take lots of videos. We will. So we'll be live streaming from there. So even if you can't make it, it'll be exactly like you're there. You're going to have a blast. I'm saving cash and knowledge to build a secret panic room with an armory. I already have the heavy metal. I just need to and Frank that shit. Hell yes, dude. That's awesome. Hey, and Goy, if you ever want to do a trade again, you let me know. I would love to get some more of that food up off you if you want to do a trade. Yeah, and guys, if you want to support the channel, we do still have, even though the PWEDC patches aren't here yet, they're going to be to Crumps very soon. I mean, they're literally coming from Pakistan. So if you only want to buy American-made shit, then, well, sorry. Make sure that if you do want to order a PWEDC patch, which they should be here soon for all you guys that have already purchased one, please be patient, and it'll come to you soon. Obviously, you guys will get priority, and also the guys that participated in the pre-order. Some of you may get something extra and special in your package, and it won't be bodily fluids. And the merch. So the merch shops are, we're going to be introducing a new one for a very short period of time. We should have brought this earlier, sooner, but we hadn't. It's just it wasn't fresh on my mind, and yeah, so we're gonna put that together and get that out. But let's just say it may be festive, and you may want to move quick. But we still have the other merch shops. I appreciate all you guys that are, ordering stuff. We got a lot of cool shit. The BWE Firearms, if you want to support him. And I actually want to share one other thing about that, which, fuck it, I'll share. So to support BWE Firearms, it's bwefirearms.bigcartel.com. You can order a bunch of his merch. It's all available there. And for ours, it is glowies.bigcartel.com. And order the shit before Christmas destroys the entire system for shipping because it's a disaster. Now, I want to say this because I know Hoff likely is in bed, sleeping like a baby. He's probably not going to watch the last few minutes of the stream, so here's the deal. So Hoff is not the type of person to ever ask for anything. And he's never asked for help. He's never asked for literally one thing ever. He's asked for advice on like his channel and stuff like that, which I'll happily talk with him for hours about. But this is different. So he ended up having about $450,000 worth of medical bills for all of his cancer treatment. He's still going through cancer treatment, even though a lot of you know that his chemo is done. He is, hell yeah, Hoff is a G. Yeah, throw some love in the chat for Hoff. So he had about $450,000 worth of treatment done, and hearing, oh, you're done with chemo sounds like, oh, you're done with treatment. It's not true. As a matter of fact, the treatment that he's going through right now is just as difficult, if not more difficult, because now he's dealing with neuropathy in his hands. He can't work. So his $450,000 of debt was basically forgiven. Like, I mean, bro, almost $500,000 of medical procedures and chemicals and drugs and therapy and all that shit. He just forgave it. His insurance paid for it. Like, unbelievable. It's a huge blessing. At the same time, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind if I shared this. So, Hoff, if you're out there, dude, don't kill me. Like, don't get upset. It's because I love you, man. I was on the phone with him the other day, and I was like, so how are you doing? He was like, well, I can't work, really, because of the neuropathy in my hands and feet and toes and knees and shin. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with neuropathy, but I dealt with it when I first was in recovery because all the damage I did to my body from needles, it damaged a lot of nerves, and it felt like my hands and arms were like constantly asleep, like this like painful feeling of just like that static just like going all through your body. Like if you slept on your arm all jacked up and you like couldn't move it and it was like useless, like to the point where washing my hands was like incredibly painful. Now for him, he's on medications that make it worse, and he's on other medications that make the neuropathy worse. And then he got diagnosed with diabetes, which, this is all because of treatment, right? This isn't because of his diet. It's not because of poor decisions. It is because of cancer treatment. So, I mean, it happens. It's chemotherapy, basically. So I was like, how are you doing, though, financially? And he was like, well, thank God, like, the $450K of medical bills was forgiven because that would have ruined me. That would have ruined me, and there still would have been over a quarter million to pay. Like if they took everything from me, all retirement, all shit, like every single thing. So that was a blessing. But I haven't been able to work basically in over a year. So he's basically been going without income for like nearly a year and a half. And I want to help him. There's kind of more to the story, but I don't want to like dive in and talk about his personal situations more than I already have. And thanks, Goy. I appreciate the feedback. Um, so I want to help him. I would, share more, but it's not my business. It's not my place. And you know, he needs help because even though his medical bills were covered, even though he has, great insurance, even though he has his crazy ass medicine that's like wildly expensive, he has chemo pills that he has to take. He can't even touch those chemo pills with his hands. Like he has to literally take out the bottle and like shake one out to place it in the cap and then like eat it off the cap. Like it's so poisonous that he can't touch it with his hands, but he's ingesting it. Like, oh man, cancer treatment is just crazy to me. But I want to help. I want to help him. I'm not sure, what exactly I can do to help, but what's up, brother? What's up, Cone Pop? But I do want to help. And any of you guys, please don't say anything. Like, don't leave any comments to him or anything. Like, he doesn't know anything about this. He hasn't asked for any help. But I don't know. I kind of want to set something up and do like a streamathon and give stuff away and try to raise money. Maybe get some other companies involved. What do you mean, Chuck Norris? Just the fact that he hasn't been able to bring in income for a year and a half, and he's got a business, he's got a family, he's got kids, he's got, I don't know. Something is telling me to help. And yeah, I just want to help. So I'm more than happy. So poisonous he can't touch it, but he eats it. Yeah, so if he touches it and then goes out and touches other things, and then normal people that are not trying to kill stuff inside their body that is a living organism, then it can be dangerous for them. Laura Cameron, VOT.FYI. You're either a bot or a troll or about to get banned or all three. Or at least two of the three. So if you're not a total troll or a bot, then I want you to say Dark has a huge deck. Like my deck out back. It's a beautiful deck. You would love it. It's great. It's a beautiful deck. I think it's the biggest deck in the neighborhood, but there may be one of my neighbors has a really big deck. It's a big deck. Anyway, the bottom line is that I want to help. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, and it's something I want to do. So, oh, nice. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, Bacon. And who is this P38 Wilbur guy? Somebody cancel that dude. Just kidding. More of a patio. Damn. What the fuck do you know? It's a narrow deck, but it's adequate. Oh, man. That's great. So it could be a GoFundMe and then do streamathons to raise. Damn, now Alice Norman too. Alice, did Lauren tell you about my deck? A short but thick deck does the trick. I repair decks for a living. Alice Norman, you belong in a place called hell, burning eternally with all of the disgusting pedophiles of the world. It's not the size of the deck, but the motion in the ocean. I agree. What kind of dipshit spam is this? Yeah, that shit doesn't make sense. Dark's deck has black spots on its underside. Oh, was it a horse deck? All right, they're gonna shut this down. Decks and patios and patio furniture and a deck, a big deck. Anyway, yeah, I would love some feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry this ran longer than I anticipated. I ended up talking for another 45 minutes, but it's because I care about you guys. Make sure you know that we're going to be at the Oaks show. I want you there if you can be. If you can't, it's all good. And Corn Pop, let me know if you did get that out so I can go to the property because I need to, it's not a place that I'm at, so I got to make a trip. Thank you for reporting them. I will, Wilbur. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I'll be there all day on the 18th. You'll be able to meet me in person. You will be woefully disappointed. You'll be like, wow, this is just a normal dude. He's, way less intelligent than I figured. And I'll probably just try to like escape everyone and like go sneak vapes in the bathroom most of the day. But, it'll be fun. Remember, I'd like to set something up for Hoff to support him. I would love feedback on what you guys think. Like, should we do streamathons with like me, Crump, Rich, like all the guys, like the whole fam? And should we bring in other companies and raffle stuff off or give stuff away and make money supporting that way? What up? What up? Just popping in and say, hey, can't stay long. What's up, Freakastang? Freakastang. Thank you for popping by, brother. Should we do something like that so we can help that way? If we could even replace a small portion or percentage of the money he's lost over the last year and a half, that would be crazy. And he would never expect it. He would never, ever expect that we're doing something like that for him. So, that's the kind of shit that I like being a part of and that I like doing. So remember, come from contribution, right? That's what we do. Contribute to others. Pump the crump. Yep, we're definitely going to pump that crump muscle. And also make sure that you guys go to glowies.bigcartel.com and bwefirearms.bigcartel.com if you want to help Hoff, but can't or don't want to if you just want to buy merch. Some of the profits goes to him. It doesn't all go to him though, too. So just be aware of that. It's split between DLD and BWE. And you probably just give all of it to him. I'm sure, we can come to terms of something, whatever. But I want to give to him. I want to give back, and you can get his merch through BWE firearms.bigcartel.com. But know that some money does go to us, but we're giving most of it to him. But we got to be able to, give Sport Brand money for designing the shit. He puts so much fucking time into designing all this shit. Like yeah. Though I don't think we've paid anyone. I don't think we've actually I haven't taken money out of it. Sport Brand hasn't taken money out of it. So we're basically just doing it for free. Josh Awake, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. Dark, that meme would sell on a shirt. Which meme? Yes, you did miss a good one. I had Gunner. Um, Go back and watch. I had somebody that did 13 years in prison, was connected with the Detroit mob, and all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah, it's nuts. So what meme would go on a shirt from Mr. Snow? Yeah, that would be dope. But I do feel like people may not want to wear it, right? Like, yeah, Freak is saying you'll like it. This dude was gangster as hell, and he loves his book. Um, we'll definitely watch. Hell yeah, I appreciate y'all. Um, I think that's it. Oh, and if you do want a PWEDC patch, like I said, they should be here soon. They're literally coming from Pakistan, where they're made with those little 6-year-old baby hands, and it takes a while to get them made and sent here. So be patient. But they're $10 shipped. So if you send me $10 via PayPal to the Darkest Mavis, it is thedarkestmavis@gmail.com. If you PayPal $10 there, then I will get you a PWEDC patch. So thank you for coming. Obviously, you guys know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say the rule number one is to be kind. Be kind and patronize JSD Supply. If you want the affiliate link, holler at me. Be kind and build 80%. I shouldn't say stuff like that. Let me see if they did it. I'm just curious. So be kind. Obviously, rule number one is be kind. It is the thing you could do that costs you no money that would make the biggest impact on somebody else. Secondly, live a life of care, contribution, and compassion. Right? Be compassionate about others. Reserve judgment. Right? Contribute to others. Bless others. And when you bless others, you'll be more likely to get blessed in return. Right? And then, of course, the most important thing is to become as skilled as you possibly can be in violence, because good men, highly skilled in violence, are the only thing that can stop evil, are the only things that can stop evil. And be safe and be as dangerous as you possibly can. And Zach G. did. You are so late. Here I am saying the last line of my ish, and Zach Carr just comes up in here. So now we're going to have to run for another half an hour. Dude, ask Tactical Gear Junkie or Tactical Chat if they will make or sell your patches. So funny thing, Tactical Chat actually put one of our videos on their website. I went and I looked at our analytics one day, and it was like, 45% external. And I was like, what? So I looked at it, and it was like Facebook. I was like, oh my God, people are sharing our videos on Facebook, and we're not getting like totally squashed. And then it said tacticalshit.com. And I was like, why would tacticalshit.com be? And I look, and they posted one of our videos on the show. I was like, damn, somebody on Tactical Shit. But dude, there's so many people with big ass channels that sub to the shit. It's crazy. Don't click them. Uh-oh, don't click what? I know it's Saturday. I'm 5 to 6 hours away. I wasn't sure if he was going to be there all day or just a few hours. I'll be there the whole day. Oh, and bring the vice. Oh, shit. Bro. Oh, my God. I would be so thrilled if you... Dude, that would make my world. Just got off work and now loading AMMO into my 10 new PMags. Hell yeah, man. They ain't worth nothing if they're empty. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Did you get them? What do you mean? It is 100% compromised from the get-go. Everything is. Everything is compromised. Everything is an op. Everything is a psyop. Everyone is against you. You've been set up from the beginning. This has been happening for over 200 years. You are literally bred to fail, and they want to make your children just these silly little spineless people that won't fight back, that will just accept what's given to them, that will take money from the government and they're all fucking being programmed to be pussies. Damn. Anyway, I fucking love you guys. Tactical shit. Basic operations. It's about 20 minutes away from me. Okay. That's what's up. Kevin Dixie. Okay. You know what? Thank you for that reminder. Yeah, you always need more mags. Always. Even if you have a 26 and you don't have any mags, and your boy P80 Ralph sends you 3 printed mags. Look at that, bro. Like, that's crazy. P80. So these aren't my only printed mags now. I'm excited, and they work. They work. Is there something else I was going to show you too before I go? Hold on. Damn, I keep putting, dude. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not. I know, right? That's printed too, by the way. That follower is indeed printed. This is printed. If I was Chairman Juan, which Chairman Juan is going to be at the Oaks, Pennsylvania show as well. So your boy, I'll be there all day. Always need more mags. Dirt, if you think you have enough, you still don't have enough. Yeah. Don't send Dark any green printed stuff. Green printed stuff. Green printed stuff. Or he'll die. Hold on, I'm missing the joke. I don't think these are Mendez. Let me see. I got another Mendez here. Let's see. So this is a Menendez or whatever. These are different. Now this is for the 26, so I guess it could be, but they're very different, right? This is like much more Glockish in profile, and the followers do. They could be the same skis. Dang, Ralph's prints are like crazy clean, bro. Crazy clean. Like, dude. Man, that is nuts. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Are those Mendez mags? I know this one is. And this works. Like, this thing runs. Like, it will run, no problem. Might be a remix. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It could be a remix because that base plate. So Ralph printed these. Oh, that's what I was going to show y'all. Hold up. Okay. Hold up. Y'all are going to deuce. You don't remember that lame song from the 90s? Blue. Oh, yeah. Yep. I didn't know what you were going for. I was like, don't print green stuff. You can print blue stuff, green stuff. Ooh, whoopsies. Okay, hold on. Here we are. Okay. So, number one, I have a back plate right there. A P80 Ralph back plate. So dope. I got a keychain. I just don't like the O-light. Sorry, Ralph. Sorry. Ooh, just got an HCM holster for it too. Bro, tell me there's HCM Sandstorm only. Yes. Everyone go listen to Sandstorm right now. Just got an HCM holster. Bro, HCM holsters are so fire. So fire. Yeah, so I got the keychain, and I got, get ready for this, all right? I got all the exclusive stickers. So I got a pin So if I'm ever rocking a business suit, I can rock this on my lapel. Could you imagine going into a business meeting with a lapel pin like that? Definitely a conversation starter. Um, as if I don't have a collection of these already, but it's from you, so thank you, brother. Um, I got a couple cool ones here, but honestly, the coolest ones I got, get this. Look at that sticker. Clean as a biatch. Look at that battle orange on the bottom. The red pin. That red pin is actually a Strike Industries anti-rotation pin. Didn't know that. Got this joint. This sticker, channel sticker. That weird thing on the end of it, though, has to go. And this is like the, I know that backplate is fire, right? I think it's on his website. This is the limited edition holographic white Louis V Strike 80. Strike 80. Man, that thing is fire. Bro, that hologram is sickness. Yeah, it's dope, dude. Oh, and everybody, please, please, even if you've already watched it, I see what they're doing, okay? I see what YouTube is doing to me right now. I should wear it at court. Yo, yeah, I don't know what's going on with you, brother, but you said you would beat it, so I'm trusting you, and good luck with court, okay? Um, so even if all of you have watched it, please go watch my 3 most recent shorts, okay? It'll take you 3 minutes, 3 minutes of your life. And if I get a huge boost, like right now, if 30 people go watch all those right now, hold on, let me check the analytics real quick. If y'all go check, or if y'all go watch these 3 shorts right now, let's see. Yeah, if you go watch the most recent 3 shorts that I did, they are, so the ones that are, well, for the purpose of tracking analytics, I would ask you all, even if you have already watched them, to please go watch my 3 most recent shorts as soon as I disconnect. I am in 2080. I am just merely a reproduction of myself, and you guys are all in a simulation. Um, please go watch my 3 most recent shorts. I appreciate you guys. Corn Pop, hit me up. Let me know if I need to be on the lookout or not, just so I can make arrangements. DLD After Dark, make a playlist so it's easy to do. Well, so if you go to my channel and you just click on like my channel, it'll show you all my shorts first. So you just got to click play and it'll, but I'm happy to do it if that's easy or whatever. I'm happy to do that. But if you do that, it will help with some things that I'm working on to try to mess with the algorithm, because you guys may or may not know, but they assign a video an algorithm. Okay, now if some things happen, they will reassign an algorithm to a video too. So if 28 people go and view my one short right now, and then those same 28 people go view the second short right now, and then those same 28 people go view the third short right now, that helps me. It will help assign a new algorithm, and it will push it out to the masses, and that's what I'm trying to do. So thank you all. I love you all. Be safe, be dangerous, keep that thing on you. And in Oaks, Pennsylvania, when I'm there this Saturday, and if you're not able to make it, I'll be thinking of you. I know that you're not allowed to carry in the gun show, so I will not have that thing on me. Okay, love y'all. Bye. I'll be on voice